Look, I'm smoking. Are you smoking? Do you smoke? All right, listen. Well, you don't have weed right now, so this is what we're gonna do. Listen, you already know. You see what it is. We're here with motherfucking a true hustler, from rapper to now co-hosting and creating one of the biggest podcasts out there right now, dude. He's worked with plenty of other comedians and podcasts. He has a drastic graphics company. Marty O'Neill's in the building. We're gonna learn all about it, get some inspiration, but we need to get weed first. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna head over to Apothecary. We're gonna go shopping with Marty, let him pick whatever he wants and see what he likes to smoke, and then we'll come back and learn all about it. You ready? Are you ready?
I'm fired up right now.
Did you know about that?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's go get some weed, baby.
Yeah, yeah. Fee. Cut the drums for a second. Cut the drums. Yeah.
Welcome.
I'm trying to find my way, but I feel like I'm still lost. I'm trying to push my enemies up off the
Welcome to hell, yeah. I mean, I know you'd be probably getting all the best weed with your fucking podcast, but you don't go into dispensaries often, huh? What do you like to smoke?
Too often. See, I'm not that picky. I like heavy duty, heavy OGs, but I also like
the candy,
Skittles,
sweet.
I like some sour diesel. I'm not
Okay.
picky. I like everything, to be honest.
Are you mostly flower though, or you do hash too?
I like hash too, but I'm like everyday flower and then hash when I get it.
Okay.
I got the little card out, I'm real discreet, so I kind of take bong.
Okay. You a bong? Bong's your favorite?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Primarily bong, unless I'm at the studio, we smoke joints.
Well, you know, if you like OGs, my favorite.
I do. OGs are my favorite.
That's one of my favorites, the Adam Hill OG. I don't know if you know who that
I don't think I've had this.
douchebag is, but that's the OG. I mean, I would totally at least get one of those.
I'll definitely take one of those.
Yeah. Is there anything that stands out? Anything that looks good to you? Are there any flavors you like? We got our Apothecary house brands, you know?
Oh, okay.
They got the candies. The L'Orange is a little bit more like on the tangy.
That's pretty good. Yeah, let me try some of that. I love a tangy.
Yeah, it's L'Orange.
Big shout out to all our guests, everybody I met at Hall of Flowers, everybody that at the wedding. People have been gifting me so much furniture.
Oh yeah, you still got a lot?
Yeah. I still got like a.
You're still going through it?
Flowers, yeah. That smells nice. That's my boy Dizzy right there.
Yeah, Dizzy. Of course, we love Dizzy.
Nice.
You know Dizzy, right?
Yeah, we had him on. He's great.
Yeah. Have you seen his OG?
No, let me check that out. No, let me just check out this one.
The Crown, the specialty.
I'll stick to the OGs.
Okay, so what do you want? A Crown, a Dizzy, and Adam, and L'Orange?
I would be very grateful for that.
This is what we're doing?
This looks incredible. It's a nice lineup right here. All right. So, top final four.
You sure you don't want swag?
Yeah, no, I'll take a bunch of swag.
$30 an ounce.
That's what they call it?
Yeah, it's called swag, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Look, it's swag in a Ziploc.
I respect that.
And it even says what it is.
Come on. I respect
you know,
that.
it's nothing good, but at least it'll do.
This is what I grew up on right here. This was Zona.
Yeah.
This was standard until I moved out here.
It's what you rolled up in your Phillies. Dutches.
Stale Dutches and Phillies.
You know, I don't know if you're into beverages, but we got a couple cannabis beverages. There's the St. Ides. These
What do you
are
recommend? I never talked about this.
these are 100 milligrams.
Okay.
It's like a punch tea. They're really good, but they'll fuck you up.
I'll roll with one of these Georgia Peach.
Ooh, the peach life.
I like a nice peach. Thank you, Apothecary. Really appreciate this. Hooking me up before the episode here with the OGs, with the drink.
We're about to get super lit, dude. Look, we got the Crown award-winning Crown OG right here. We got the Dizzy OG. I guess we'll learn about the Marty and Dizzy relationship. You know, music, I'm sure. We got the Apothecary L'Orange, little creative sativa vibes. Get that little tangy vibes in there, and of course, that curated, you know, special Adam Hill OG.
Iconic.
Fresh. Oh, and you know, in case he gets cotton mouth, we're gonna stay high while quenching our thirst. We got some St. Ides. Bam! This looks like a great bag to get high with.
Appreciate it, Apothecary.
it is. It's the highest host, Adam Milchon, out right here on another amazing episode of the Getting High With Show. Dude, I'm so stoked to have this episode. I've been looking forward to this, and we're making it happen. Shout out to Kentron, of course, tickling them ebonies and ivories here every week, dude. It's an honor to have him. Thank you, Kentron. I know he's been touring the cities now, in some bands, making it happen, dude. He got the piano shirt on with the notes, looking extra musical, dude.
Yes, sir. Michael, this is from Beat It. The Beat It shirt from Beat It.
Oh, the beat, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
When he
yeah.
was in the video, he was like, Beat It, and he had the shirt on. So I had to get it.
Of course. I don't know if you know, Ken was in a Michael Jackson cover band, and he does a lot of Michael Jackson stuff, so he has a lot of Michael Jackson stuff. Listen, enough about us. Shout out to everyone tuning in wherever you're at home, in the car, fucking basement, trimming, working. I don't know where you're watching or listening to this, but we appreciate you. If it's YouTube, if it's the Spotify, if it's the Amazon, we're on all platforms. Y'all are amazing. And don't forget to leave an honest 5-star review and help us out, because, that's what we need to, pay the bills doing this shit. And before we continue, we're gonna try something new today too. Actually, look, anytime you hear this word, you gotta take a hit, all right? And I wanna know how many hits you took during the show with that word. Leave it in the comments, and you might get a prize, dude. You're gonna enter yourself in a raffle, and then we're gonna hook you guys up, all right? So pay attention. Now back to what's going on, dude.
What's up,
You
sir?
like that?
So happy to
We're
be
gonna do
here.
that, dude. Look, from Buffalo, started Drastic Graphics and started killing it. Before that, he was trying to be a rapper. He was a rapper, signed a deal, came to Cali. We're gonna get into that. He's a father. He works with a lot of celebrities. One that we all familiar with in this industry recently, co-host of one of the biggest podcasts out there, the Dope As Usual podcast. Look, he wears so many hats, and I can't wait to learn about the hustle, dude. Marty O'Neill is in the building.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me here. I'm so excited to be here. I
I'm
appreciate
excited
it.
for you to be here, dog.
Yeah, this is the OG space in the cannabis industry, so it's an honor.
I appreciate that. I've been doing this off and on for a long time on different platforms, but it's not about me, it's about you. And you have, helped some of the biggest podcast platforms out there. But before you did that, you were doing a whole bunch of shit, just trying to live life.
Yeah, trying to
and
make something happen.
and I saw, did a couple research, saw some videos, learned a little bit about your story. Bro, you've been through it, dog. You've been out here grinding, dealing with bullshit, ups
Yes.
and downs.
Thank you. That needs to be up there in my credentials. Yeah, I've dealt with a lot of
I mean,
bullshit.
listen, being involved in the cannabis space, and I know you're a social media specialist, and you help a lot of brands with their logos and image and all sorts, their whole portfolio. But you've seen recently the obstacles we face in the cannabis space with getting deleted and getting caught and flagged and all that shit. So for you to understand what we go through, and for me to see the struggle that you went through, coming from nowhere Buffalo, and now pulling up in foreign keys, dog. I see you in the Europeans, dog. It's great.
I appreciate you recognizing that and just hearing all that back. Anytime I get to come and kind of share my story and try to inspire people and just, get my message out there more to the community, I welcome that. Appreciate that.
And I typed in Marty O'Neill, and you're not the only successful Marty O'Neill out there.
Okay.
There's an athlete that's a Marty O'Neill.
A lacrosse player?
A lacrosse player. And there's also a country singer named Marty O'Neill.
Okay.
Because when I post on IG,
saw that, yeah.
and I type in the guest name and I see what song comes up.
Yeah.
That's how I've been doing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
just
cool.
to kind of relate it to a song. And then a country singer, I was like, oh, is this Marty O'Neill? Because I didn't know, your rap name was Stoic.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, maybe you went by Marty O'Neill. I'm like, oh, is this a country dude? Hell yeah, I'm playing this shit.
That's funny. Yeah. On Instagram, it's under Drastic Graphics, but yeah, when I was really coming up, really making my run out of Buffalo, I went by Stoic.
Stoic.
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
like a serious rapper too. You were.
I took it really serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I come from music basically. We got the keyboard going. I grew up in a bar. My dad was a musician, so I grew up in the studio. Grew up gigging out, going to his, as a small child. He was playing in a bar in downtown Buffalo the night I was born. So they were like giving live updates. He was.
So he did the gig and didn't go to the hospital for the birth.
But my godfather was in the band and his bandmates, they were calling from the hospital giving updates. So
okay,
I'd be walking around the streets and people would come up and be like, I was there that night.
What instruments does your dad play?
He played guitar and sang like classic rock. He taught guitar for my whole life.
So you know how to play guitar?
No, I don't. I never learned.
Do you play any instruments?
No.
So your dad was playing guitar, did classic rock, and you were just into hip hop.
Yeah, weird contrast. Exactly.
And now you probably appreciate classic rock a lot more.
Yeah, definitely.
Isn't that crazy? My dad used to tell me shit when I was growing up. I'm like, yeah, whatever, Dad. You're a dad. What do you know? And now I'm older. I'm like, damn, I should have listened to my dad. It just
seemed so old to me at the time. Like I couldn't relate to it, and the lane was there for me to learn like instruments and all that, but it just wasn't in me. I just got into hip hop at like 9 and it just stuck and I was just obsessed basically.
And who introduced you to hip hop?
Puffy.
Like Puff Daddy?
Puff Daddy, yeah.
You know how I know you're older, dude? Because you call him Puffy.
Yeah. I know, it's messed up. All my heroes, it's like...
They're getting... Dude, what's up with P. Diddy, dude?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know, it's rough. And but... That whole, like when he came out, that's when my awareness of hip hop, like Tupac had just died, Biggie had just died, his whole Puffy and the Family, No Way Out, like that whole Bone Thugs and Harmony, all that like classic. We didn't realize we were in like the greatest era of hip hop of all time.
East Coast hip hop when it was like on top charts.
96, 95, 96, 97.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the greatest like little stretches in music and movies of all time. Damn.
The late 1900s is where it was at for you.
So I just got into it, but then it wasn't until I stopped, playing basketball, and I had a whole stretch of basketball, and then I stopped playing basketball for music, basically.
So, all right, so here you are. Do you have any siblings?
I had an adopted brother.
Okay, so, your whole life or later?
When I was 13, he came out.
Okay, so here you are. So you're the only child growing up.
Yeah.
How were you like a good student? Were you into school? Were you bored with it?
I was very bored with it and just kind of normal. Just kind of did what I needed to get by.
So what was like little 4th grade Marty? Was 4th grade Marty already into like basketball, or was he going to be like a firefighter?
I was playing ice hockey.
Like on ice?
Yeah.
You can still ice skate? When was the last time you got on
a couple of years ago. I belly flopped and knocked the wind out of myself. But still got it a little bit, I guess.
Well, I mean, is that something you never forget, or like ice skating?
It came right back to me. It had been like 20 years.
Yeah. Is it like riding a bike?
Kinda. Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
But yeah, roller hockey, ice hockey. We used to play like lacrosse on the rollerblades.
So you were super athletic growing up?
Just regular. Football, like I was just...
Regular? You just named like 6 sports.
Yeah, I was just outside playing sports, basically.
Yeah, this is before the internet.
Yeah, my parents were hippies. It was chill.
So you were out here going to school, playing sports, I'm going to be an athlete.
And then, 7th grade rolled around and I went into like the office to sign up. I wanted to get like skiing or something. And all they had was basketball, and I signed up for basketball.
Wait, you had skiing as an option as a school?
You could. There was like a ski club, yeah.
Bro, see, I was born and raised in LA. I'm out here in the suburbs and shit. Snow, what the fuck is that? You had actually ski as an option?
My first job was at a ski resort.
What?
Standing in the parking lot, finding parking spaces.
You were one of the human stanchions? Just like, this is where you go? Like directing people?
Yeah, when I was 14.
That was your first job? Hustling?
Yeah.
And was you all like,
freezing. I wouldn't wear the right clothes. I just wear my regular clothes.
Why? Because you were just like, fuck this, I'm too cool for y'all.
Yeah, basically. And it was like,
I don't need a beanie. I don't need gloves.
The snow capital of Western New York, where it snows the most in the whole Buffalo area is where this place was. So that was my first job. And I was working as soon as I could. The day I could get my working papers, I went and did.
Were you like a Buffalo Bills fan?
Yeah.
So were you upset in the 90s when that the Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas era?
I was a little kid, so that was like traumatic.
Yeah.
4 years in a row.
At least they were like the champions 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
Of the division.
The best losers of all time, basically, of like second place. I mean, I just thought that's what we did every year. I thought it was normal.
You're like, oh, we're always going to win.
Yeah, like it's just who we were. And then we just went into obscurity for a long time.
Yeah, it was
We're
tough
back
after
in the
that.
conversation.
I mean, now they're in the playoffs and they make it to like
We got some issues. I want to get Josh Allen on the show and talk about it. You know, that
Oh.
would be amazing.
Bro, I mean, I'm gonna get into that because you guys have been getting some amazing
Yes,
guests on
yes.
on your Dope as Usual. You're
Yeah.
you're the official co-host, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's happening now. I'm gonna get into that story. So, because there was a long road before you do what you do, and I don't think what you do now is what was in your fucking playbook at all. Like
It didn't
when you,
exist.
yeah, like this road, this
Yeah.
pathway was nothing.
That's what I love about my story is that like I knew what I wanted and I put all my energy to it, but then it's like I didn't limit myself to just that, and then something else unraveled that didn't even exist when I first started out, and it just rolled out like that, and I just let it keep happening. And
It's just like it's one of those like if you just do it, if you believe and you put in work, it will happen.
Yeah, I always say if you kind of like, you know, identify where you want to end up, where's like the finish line I want to be, and then kind of just work with what's in front of you and just really commit to putting your energy forward to it and having faith in it, then that's kind of the ingredients to start getting something cooking. But it might take 10 years.
Yeah, because you do commit. You go all in.
Yeah.
Because I was watching a little story. You know, you want to be a rapper, but obviously when you start, you don't make money doing it. You just got to get
I never
out
made
there.
$1 in rap.
You still didn't you get signed?
Yeah.
And you still haven't made money?
No. It wasn't like that.
So rap was more like a passion project for you.
It was swinging for the fences on a I was fully okay with like a 1 in a billion type of odds situation. I needed that.
I mean, you are doing a 1 in a billion option.
exactly.
Like the situation
Yeah,
you did
totally.
naturally, dude. Oh, we got you a bong right here. I was like,
Yes,
do you
yes,
need a
yes.
bong?
Thank you.
So here you are in Buffalo. You're in the snowiest city, working jobs, trying to make money, but your passion was rap. Once you started learning about rap, did you start writing raps in the beginning, or were you just like a fan of the music?
I was just a super fan, and like when my brother came around, he was a super hip hop fan, and it became even more special to me because it tied into everything we did together, and like
brought your bond together.
Yeah.
And this is 13, so there's like real
right
age.
up.
And you said your family adopted him at 13.
Yeah, my aunt and uncle adopted him, and then they just kind of paired us up, and we were together basically right up until I moved out here. Almost, he went to prison for a short stint, but other than that, yeah.
And your aunt and uncle, they were looking. Are they usually take in fosters?
No,
or
this was the only time that happened. They were just
randomly,
You know,
we're
I
gonna-
don't think they could have a kid or something like that, and they
gave
him a chance. Yeah, my uncle was like he was a basketball coach too. He was actually a coach at the school the college I ended up playing at.
So your uncle is a coach, and your dad's a fucking musician, and you're out here not fucking with them doing your own sports and music on a different level.
I fuck with my uncle as a coach. He was my high school
What
coach.
was he a basketball coach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he would like send us to basketball camps every summer. He was great. He would let me stay at their house. We just lived I lived at their house all summer, all winter. He'd come and live in my mom's basement for a year, 2 years. Like it was like we were brothers. We called each
So
other
he was
brothers.
like closer to your age.
Yeah, he was like 3 years younger than me.
You're
37 right now.
no, you're adopted. No, I'm talking
Yeah.
about your uncle, the coach.
Oh no, he was way older.
Oh wait, okay.
Yeah,
I know, because there's sometimes them situations where
Yeah,
like your
totally.
uncle's like closer to your age, and you guys just become homies and shit.
He was like a old school Rudy style like coach.
okay, like a mentor kind of.
Yeah.
All right, and that's what did he get you into basketball, or were you?
No, I was already in it. I was already trying to show up. When he married my dad's sister, when that happened, I was already in middle school basketball trying to show off to him when he'd come to my games, and the whole early phase of when my brother Jamal got adopted and, you know, all that. And then he ended up being my coach in high school.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you get special privileges being?
No.
Was he
at all.
harder on you?
No, I just wasn't as. I was better street ball player. I didn't like.
That makes.
I wasn't a killer on the court in the school context, but I was the hardest worker, which kind of got me by and pushed me through.
Right.
And I was one of 2 players from our team that went on to play in college.
When you say street ball, I know you were, you were like a big N1 fan. Is it like that, like the
Yeah.
tricks and shit?
I used to be so heavy into that, it was preposterous.
Yeah.
I used to really be out in like one of the biggest courts in Buffalo, Delaware Park, and like with
I like how you
crowds
combine
around.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I like combined them in my mind, and crowds around like every night, summers, all day, all night.
And
like,
you're competing,
all
or
that
you're just
shit.
watching?
No, I'm out
You're
there.
in there
I'm
like
him.
crossing
like, yeah.
and like breaking ankles
all
and
day long.
You still got those skills?
A little bit.
What?
Not really. Don't let me fool you. Not like that. I could get out there and not.
But
look
you're
like,
you're out here competing. Like I'm gonna be an and one.
I was
I'm
a
gonna get
real
signed.
hooper. Yeah, I was a real hooper for sure. Yeah, no doubt about it. I was like super dedicated.
That's awesome, dude. So you're like super competitive and athletic and like. I know you also ran the marathon though. Like that's not easy to do, bro. Congratulations on
likewise,
that.
Likewise.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
No, that's a big deal, dude.
That was a laughable thing to me when I decided to do it. I was just trying to get in shape for TED Talk, and then like I was listening to David Goggins. I was just trying to like
carry the boats?
Yeah, he just he's from Buffalo. He really inspires me, and like I
listened to him a lot when I was training. Yeah,
his second book was great. I was listening to it for the first time, getting ready for TED Talk, and like he just kind of like bullied me into it through the book, and I'm like, damn it, now I get like, fine, I'll do the marathon, and that took the pressure off of TED Talk a little bit. It really did actually a lot because I was
because you're more focused on just like
it was a couple months past it, and it put out a bigger thing in front of it. So.
Right, a bigger goal, and that's a 1% kind of stat in your life right now.
I love that. I tell my kids, like I told my daughter yesterday, maybe today, go run a marathon because you're gonna brag about it every day of your adult life.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it next year.
How about this? Las Vegas is doing their inaugural.
Oh God!
They're doing an inaugural. It's their first marathon in November.
Cool. Okay, that's cool.
So it's not in the heat of the summer, dude.
Yeah.
It's like November-ish, so it might be chilly, but it's
cool.
all downhill the whole way.
Oh, that's
It's
nice.
from Red Rocks to downtown.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm thinking of doing like maybe a Vegas, and it's their first one. We could do a little smoke group run and smoke and kill it.
Yeah, listen, my goal this year is to just have enough time to train for enough marathon.
Yeah. When was it? You did the OC. When is that one?
Yeah, that was in May. It's
May. Okay.
Every May.
Are you doing it again?
No.
No. Yeah.
I need like, our friend Sammy. I asked her how long she trains for marathon. She's like, well, my last one I didn't even train. Like, what are you talking about?
Well,
I need like 6 months.
I only did like I think I did 2.5 months before I ran the marathon last year. So I mean, it just depends on the person and how determined you are, but you go all in. So like
the last 6 miles were so horrible. I really had a lot of room for improvement.
I mean, it was just tough. I don't think if I was live streaming, I would have finished it. I think that encouraged me a lot. I live streamed the whole thing while I was doing the marathon.
That's a really cool idea.
So holding the gimbal while I'm running.
That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of extra shit to think about.
And talking.
Oh my God. I couldn't have did it.
And smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
it was good though, dude. It was good. All right, so look, here you are. You're rapping. You're playing basketball. Are you still doing the snow part? How are you making money doing this since you're not making money? Did you get paid playing basketball? Did you win tournaments?
No, I never made $1 in basketball either. I never made $1 of any of those things I dedicated myself to really until I got older. But I crashed out in college over some weed, and like it was all. I played one full year, and I was like on the dean's list my first year in college. I played basketball, and then I went to a different school to play, like a lesser school, D3, to play for my next year. And I was starting to my friends were getting in my head that I should get into music more. And then I started smoking weed.
So you started smoking weed in college?
Yeah, I had passed on it a lot. Like,
were you around it like growing up?
Yeah,
you doing rap and I'm sure.
I was passing on it constantly. I'd only smoked weed like twice.
So you're in the studio, everyone's smoking weed, and you're like, nah, I'm cool.
No, like when I was in the studio was when I was a kid with my dad when I was super young.
Okay, so that
when I was just hanging out and like playing, just hanging out and shit.
Yeah,
like
you were just nah.
Yeah, it was super illegal, but you know
right.
what I mean? It was passing on it every day and shit. Because I was just so serious about basketball. Like, because I only got by on my hard work. I only got by the coach going,
he's putting
all right, like he's putting up a really good fight in practice.
Yeah,
basically.
he's actually putting in the work, dude.
Yeah.
You go all in. I noticed that about like your work ethic is like you're 100%, which is super inspiring.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got blackout drunk one night in the dorms, not my style, and completely crashed out and filled up the whole dorm hallway with some weed and shit. Not my style. And
just fucked around.
And then I had lied about it, got in trouble. They made me do community service, blew the coach off. Like really, they recruited me and I like fucked it off basically. But I had gotten this internship at this music studio, and I just stopped caring about basketball, and all I really cared about was music. And the more I learned how to record myself, and then my cousin gave me my first computer, and I taught myself Photoshop. Then it was over, and like transformed into the dorm, the school that I transferred to for basketball. Now it was just me and all my homies in my beat makers and producers in the dorm room and shit.
We're living for free. Let's just make some shit happen.
For a little bit, and then I quit, and I was working full time basically. My aunt got me a job, and I was working.
So you were, once you got a computer and learned Photoshop, you just discovered something new, and you're like, I love this.
Yes.
This is, you're like, I did the basketball, I did this. Now let me fucking focus on this, because this is a lot more diverse, and there's a lot more opportunities probably with design, especially back when you were learning it. There wasn't a lot of.
It didn't. That lane as a graphic artist wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, and there wasn't like all these apps and like platforms where you could just make a video with you pushing buttons. Like you actually had to learn.
0%. Yeah, 0%. 100%. Yeah.
So now you're making flyers. I learned you were doing like party posters. Like homies were hitting you up to make their like party flyers and shit.
Yeah, I was trying to like trade venues, trade producers, trade people graphics to get my beats, get my music out there. Like for my friends, kind of became like a little record label kind of. We had a little record label. And I was like using the money for my job to go get in studio, paying for studio sessions. I was recording at studios that my dad used to record at, but not even going through him or letting him know. Like we weren't really close like that.
That sucks. He probably could have got you family discounts and shit.
It was cool. Like,
how was your relationship with your parents?
They're both gone now, but
I'm sorry to hear
it was
that.
it was
tough.
It was cool. It was good. Yeah, we had especially through my early childhood, it was good. We went through a lot of like traumatic times because my dad had cancer real bad, and that lingered for a long time. And
fuck cancer, dude.
Yeah.
I could totally relate on that.
Yeah. So he got cancer when I was 15.
Oof.
And then they thought he had stage 4, and he thought he was gonna pass, and it happened super quick. And then, but it was 8 years before he actually passed. So it was just a lot of ups and downs, and thinking he was going to pass, and then he's back, and then you think it was like it was
8 years of that is super traumatic, and the suffering, I'm sure, and the pain was probably hard mental too.
It took a toll on my mom that never went away.
Yeah, I totally understand, dude.
Yeah.
I just lost my mom to cancer as well, and so like. I just totally relate to that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So that mentally, especially at 15, which is like, where you're forming your whole.
And we weren't close, so it was also awkward because like we weren't talking about it. He wasn't like ever.
Was he like stubborn and shit?
He was just quiet. He's a lot like me. He's an artist. He's a musician. He was just in his own world. He didn't talk. He was just quiet. He didn't put himself out there all like that. But there's a lot of people in Buffalo. He's in the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame.
Oh, what?
That's
fucking awesome, dude.
I got to accept his induction after he passed. My godfather, who just passed like a month ago, he also got inducted the same night. So they were bandmates and best friends growing up. He was there. He gave me the trophy.
Oh, that must have been a good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Damn. So you do have that music in you. It just wasn't rock. It was more the hip hop, because you know that New York '90 hip hop vibe was like top charts, and were you wearing Timberland boots and puffy jackets and
all that type of shit? Yeah. I was really out there. But then, like right when I dropped out of school, I was on the brink of a big record deal with 50 Cent in his heyday.
Wait, what? Like G Unit?
Yeah. That was my biggest thing, because I started like. I wasn't really focused on getting big in Buffalo. Right away, I was like, I got to get. My focus was not on like
it wasn't
local
just
shows.
Local. You wanted to get on the national level.
Yeah, so I started going back and forth to New York City and releasing mixtapes. Like I'd go down, which is like an 8-hour drive before Google Maps. Like me and my dad's station wagon, both ways, going into New York City.
Thomas Guide?
No, or like the printout map.
Oh, what was it? MapQuest?
Yeah, MapQuest.
Yeah, MapQuest.
There, and then you forget the directions. Got to figure it out in reverse on the way back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, or you lose them. Yeah. I remember that shit. Or the Thomas Guide days where you have to get the book and find the coordinates and then figure out and draw your path. That's the worst.
Yeah.
All right, let me stop aging ourselves.
But I started doing that and started making connections out of New York City, and then I ended up linking up with the receptionist at the G Unit office, who so happened to be cousins with one of my homies from Buffalo, where I live. And he became my manager. And there was all this stuff going on, and I would go down to New York, and I went down to the G Unit office one time and met with him and the whole thing. And then
like you met with 50 and Lloyd Banks and...
I wish. Lloyd Banks was my favorite rappers of all time.
What? Okay.
But no, I met with 50. It was funny because I was doing a showcase down there that night. So I took a Greyhound down there, full 8 Mile. I had all my bags, walk from the Greyhound station to the G Unit office, Went up, and I'm just waiting, sitting
Like
there.
your Eminem inspiration. Like, this is my
It was
moment.
a
You got one
full-
chance.
Yeah, and I kind of blew it too, which was
What do you mean?
well because like I had a chance in that moment, and I didn't because I'm sitting there. My manager is the receptionist. He's taking phone calls. He gets 50 Cent, and 50's in the office next to me, and he's like, Curtis, you got a call. Curtis comes out of the office, takes the call, freaks out on the dude that he's talking to, like, oh, you didn't get that done? You got this done, but you didn't get that done? All this shit.
Oh, shit.
Freaks out, slams the phone down, then he looks over at me, he's like, who's this? And this was like my idol. Like I really, like me and my friends, he was a superhero to us.
Right. He got shot 9 times. He survived. He's out here.
The movie, everything.
Right.
Like really looked up to 50. My boys had like posters on the wall. Like he was LeBron of rap at that time.
Right.
We're talking 05. Get Rich or Die Trying was damn near new.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Like, you know, so it was
and he's
actually
probably all yoked and buff at this time. And
yeah, all like. So anyway, I got up and I just smacked him up and introduced myself. I had my press kit in like a manila envelope and shit. Chris Lighty was sitting next to me at the time, who was his manager. He was a huge hip hop manager. He passed away since then. And then I got up and they like did a little photo shoot where I was sitting, and I went and met the president of G Unit, gave her my package, all this shit. And then when I went off to my showcase, that was it. But what I was supposed to do was just drop all my shit and just go in on them and show them why I was like the greatest rapper alive in the moment.
That's like, show them who you are right there. Like, but
I was still kind of new. I'd only been in music like a year or whatever at that point. Still kind of new. I had put out a mixtape, but I was super confident. But I should have. That was like a life lesson after that. That I was like, if I ever get a chance to be in front of somebody like that again, I'll never let it slide without really standing out in front of them.
seize the moment.
Yeah, yeah, really.
You only
it was a
got
big
one
life
chance to
lesson.
not.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever Eminem said in his fucking in his song, dude. So you had this opportunity with G Unit, fell through. You still chased your hip hop dream because you ended up coming to California because of hip rap, right?
Yeah. So I just kept going. I like kind of fell back from all my friends and all my homies as podcasting came into the equation. I started listening to Rogan.
This is like 09.
Yeah.
That's what,
exactly. Like episode 1.
That's when like Adam Carolla was like the big podcaster, and
There's
Joe
only
Rogan.
3 of them.
Yeah, the big ones. Yeah, I was there too, but I wasn't on that big.
Mark Maron, Rogan.
Yeah.
So I started listening to early Rogan when he was on Ustream before he was on YouTube.
I remember Ustream.
And really started gravitating towards like just who he was. Like, damn, this dude's out in LA. He's rich. He's funny. He's got all these cool friends he hangs out with. They smoke. Like, my friends had become very destructive. Everything was turned into drama and baggage and like all this extra shit. And I was just really I had a kid at this point now, so we had a family.
You had a kid already. You met your girl this whole time while you're making music, like working whatever jobs, and you were just you got her pregnant. Were you guys married already, or were you guys just dating?
No, like I had a stretch where I was like, I want to find a girl. So I was probably 19.
And you went all in because when you do something, you go all in.
Yeah, apparently. So like, yeah, I started dating this girl around my neighborhood, and then I was like, this ain't it. And I went down to Miami and found. Oh no, I went to Miami first with this girl I met off MySpace.
Love
was
MySpace.
Like, yeah, related to one of my friends.
I had a MySpace rap song.
No shit, I had a couple of them too.
Oh, yeah.
I had MySpace cracking. But I came back up here, got with this girl that was in my neighborhood, and then there was this girl that was a singer that I wanted to do a song with. She was like starting to get really big and like on the radio in Buffalo as a female singer. So I was like, let's do a collaboration. I'm gonna make a song for my girlfriend. You want to be on the song?
Right.
And then I went and met her, and then she ended up being my girlfriend. I ended up getting with her. I broke up with my original girlfriend that I was making the song for. She broke up with her boyfriend that she was with, and I basically we started being together. Me and the singer girl.
Right.
She had her own condo. She had her own place.
We're both creative. We can do this.
My homies all liked her. She was in the studio with us. It was a
vibe.
It was cool. And then after a couple months, that didn't really work out. And I had already kind of had my eye on April. So then I went literally from like hanging out with her to I went and met April, and things kind of. I told her, I'm just getting out of this relationship. Like, I've still got feelings for my ex. I don't want to get into anything. She's like, it's cool. Let's just be friends. And then literally I just basically just had all my shit in a garbage bag and ended up that we just stayed together.
She was the one. You knew.
Yeah.
You're like, this is it.
That's what I was looking for. And then about a year later, we had our daughter, and then we just started building. Every move we made was up.
Do you think the daughter made you like more motivated to
Oh,
actually?
Of course. Sounds dramatic to say save my life, but I would have been way more reckless without my daughter. I would have been way more
Your
like
friends were getting reckless in and
Yeah.
out of the system. You're out here doing like random gigs just to get money, but you got this daughter. Now you're like,
Yeah.
I got to actually provide for somebody now.
now we have a like required standard of living. We have to uphold a certain situation here at all times. And I mean, we never didn't. That was
So you moved here with your daughter from Buffalo?
Yeah, she
You
was-
left everything and came here.
on her 5th birthday.
What?
Yeah, I'd fallen out with a lot of my like closest friends, and like I had
You're
a
like,
lot
this
of
is a sign.
drama. And exactly, and we had a 3-month Airbnb, and I had the little record deal with DJ Ski going that I had linked up. That was like something I'd invested
And
a
that's
lot
why you
into.
came out here, is because
Yeah.
DJ Ski. Was that Dash Radio or
Yeah, that's his.
He had that. He started like Dash
Yeah.
Radio, which was like kind of the first kind of like podcast network where
Yeah.
he had his own channel and
Yeah,
had
he's-
different shows on there.
He's a legendary
'Cause I
hip hop
remember that
DJ,
shit, yeah.
mixtape DJ. He's a legendary radio host. And when I first met him, like he was, the Ski Lodge.
Ski TV.
Ski TV
Yeah.
was a huge place just in hip hop. Wiz Khalifa was down there. Nipsey Hussle was
Right.
signed to him. He had all these big acts coming through there. He was just a huge like mogul in hip hop.
So you're just like, this is a sign. I feel like this energy. Let's.
I went through so much shit. Just trying to make something happen with it. Submitting my music to so many people, just so many doors, like so much. It was probably really annoying to be around me because it was constant for years. And then with DJ Ski, that was like, it was a licensing deal. So it was a deal where they were going to kind of place my music in TV shows and commercials and stuff. So that's when I first flew out here, and I did 10 days at the Ski Lodge recording with Nick Hogan as my engineer.
Nick
Legendary
Hogan,
story.
Hulk Hogan's son?
Yeah.
He's a sound engineer?
Yep.
I didn't know what he did.
Yeah, he's a DJ and an engineer and a producer. He's
What? Did
super
Hulk Hogan
cool.
ever come through?
No. No. Just Nick, but he was a
How-
genius.
is
He
he
was cool?
cool?
Yeah, he was awesome. He kept in touch afterwards. He
He
got me
smoked
on my
weed?
mixes. Yeah, we were in there by ourselves.
Just
down
blowing?
heavy. Yeah. It was one of the best weeks of my life.
You're like,
Yeah.
what? This Hulk Hogan's son. You know, I used to watch wrestling growing up, so Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
was.
I didn't know he was going to be my engineer, so it was kind
So
of
it was just random, and you're like, damn, this is Hollywood as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. It was my whole first
You're
week.
like, you're coming from this little town in Buffalo, the snowiest city, to LA. You got Hulk Hogan's son as your sound
Yeah.
engineer and DJ Ski's studio. You're
Yeah.
like, this is LA. Let's
Exactly.
go.
Yeah.
And how did that turn out?
It was cool. I mean, he ended up shortly thereafter, like, signing a TV deal and kind of moving away from music.
Just kind of
Like,
dumping,
actually,
dumping everything.
Literally the month after I moved here, like, they're like, oh, actually, the recording studios aren't in the Ski Lodge anymore. Sorry. Like, it slowly
What?
kind of fizzled out, but I was already out here. I didn't really care. I honestly never really thought twice about it because I already had my own thing going. I linked up with Dr. Dre's son right away. And he and I became really good friends. I wanted to deal with. I was waiting for Dr. Dre
How
to
do you
call
get
me
these
every
like
day.
networks with like? How do you get to know like your Hulk Hogan's son, your Dr. Dre's
You'll
son?
appreciate this.
This MySpace DMs.
No, it was actually kind of by chance, and it led to why we're sitting here today. I saw him on the cover of OC Weekly with Eazy-E's son, and they had like a studio they were affiliated with in Orange County.
I just had a little Easy E here.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. I met him before. He's
Yeah,
cool.
you should get him on you guys'
That's a
podcast.
good idea.
He has a lot to say.
I bet he's got some wild ass
yeah,
stories.
he's a good guest. Yeah.
But they had this studio down there, and I booked a bunch of sessions. And after the first session, I just went in there and did my thing by myself. You know, this is like a Snoop Dogg dog pound. You go in there, it's all blue, everything,
Right.
Snoop's everywhere.
The compound.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't really know what to expect. I'm by myself out here, like, you know. So I went in there and just did what I do, and we had a great session. And then the second session, I came back. He invited Curtis, Dr. Dre's son, to come through, and I was like, oh, shit. This is like everything I've been ever working
Right.
for.
This is LA.
Yeah, this is Dre.
West Coast.
So you know, I was super excited.
How were
for
they?
it.
How were they accepting you as like a East Coast New York white rapper?
I've never had any problems with anything.
They're just he's cool. He puts in
Yeah.
his work. He's
Yeah.
grinding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I don't know, just the way I move, the way I do things. I've never.
You
had
have a
an
good
issue with
energy, bro.
anything,
It's
yeah.
like, you know, you're just real approachable. You're chill, bro. You're very cordial. So.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate
Yeah.
it. I've not, yeah, I think people recognize that, and I'm not, you know, they see me in there working too. Like, so anyway, he came in and he pulled me out of the studio. We formed a little friendship. I started recording just at his house with him in his closet. Like, he's manning the, you know, the soundboard and stuff. We're just in there recording and all this stuff, and that's so. He told me one day, hey, I got to go somewhere. I got invited to a party. Can you go for me? And then I went to this party, and that's where I met Thomas.
And what was this party?
It was like an early weed, and you were there, I think.
I was. Well, shut up.
You might have been there.
At like a house.
It was at a mansion.
In the hills somewhere.
Yeah.
And what was it? It was just
a bunch of people like smoking weed.
And was
and,
Wiz
like,
Khalifa there?
No.
What was it? It was just like a.
It was Trent, the bong doctor. He was bong doctor at the time.
Yeah, I know bong. He used to come to all my events.
And it was like we just had trays of edibles, Edipure gummies.
I probably. I mean, if Thomas.
I didn't know who you were at that time to know if you were there, but it seems like you have been there.
Maybe, I don't know.
It was down in Orange County.
Okay.
And Thomas asked me to hold his phone for him, and I threw down the little thing to him, and he was filming a Vine video, and then so I'm in the background of one of the second video on the Yola channel.
Oh shit.
And I followed him and just started watching him. And then right at that same time, I had gotten in on the ground floor of podcasting and comedy. So it was this transition in my life where we had just moved out here. I just had my son, and everything was super expensive.
Son is second. So you had your first child in New York, and then you came out here, had a second child.
Yep.
And you're doing the music thing, and then while you're doing the music thing, you get in the studio, you go to this party, you meet Yola. And when is the podcast? Were you already messing with podcasting? Were you just doing graphics at the time? Because I know you mentioned Joe Rogan earlier, and you were a fan.
Yep.
And then I noticed you had your flyer on Madison Square Garden, right? Of Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And then that getting you to more gigs. When was that in this timeline?
So I was just a fan of podcasting, but the thing is, anything that I'm a fan of, I just get involved in.
All in.
Yeah, so I started throwing graphics at Rogan and his guests, and I ended up linking up with Brian Callen. He was the first one to catch the Rogan effect. Yeah.
Okay.
Rogan became really famous through the podcast, and Callen started
and then his guests
own.
started, yeah.
Just like how we have it,
right.
is like how Rogan was with all his friends. They all started having their own shows and doing their own thing. So, yeah, I just got in touch with him right before he ended, and then I moved out here. He contacted me when he was starting Fighter and the Kid, and that's right at the same time. And Fighter and the Kid would go on in the first 3-4 years to be this huge podcast.
And you're just a fan of podcasting.
Yes.
You're like, I like this shit.
And I just knew I had to make a change and kind of pivot. And right in that moment, I just put the brakes on music. And I had been freelancing Drastic Graphics the whole time. I'd work jobs.
Because you learned Photoshop earlier, and you were still kind of making graphics as side gigs.
Cover art, flyers, posters.
Sending in fan art for people you liked, and just networking and just getting known and going all in.
Yeah, I'm doing it
right
in my free time.
And people are noticing it.
Yeah, I'm getting known for it. I was going by Drastic Graphics, so it was my side thing. It was just but I'd leverage it. It's how I got studio time. It's how I just
let me make you some flyers. Done. Let me get some hours.
Exactly.
Got you.
I did that every week with my homie T-Man in Buffalo. That's how I was able to record so much. We just straight up, which I love. It's so organic.
You use your skill to pay for things that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Love it. That's how currency used to work.
Yeah.
Work for what's your specialty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That was what it was.
Can you contrip to society? If not, get out of here, peasant.
Yeah.
No, just play.
Exactly. So
we love everybody.
It turned into this giant snowball, honestly, because it was start with some t-shirts. Okay, now we're gonna need episode graphics every episode. Okay, now
thumbnails.
Yeah. I was
no one knew what that shit was back in the day. All this shit that we're doing now, it was 10 years ago, this wasn't really 10, 15 years ago. Now people are growing up I want to be an influencer. I want to be a content creator. There wasn't that shit when we were growing up.
Yeah, and it was with the rise of the UFC and with the rise of Rogan, and it just gave me so much those first couple of years where I was having to turn around these graphics the same night, basically. Listen to the episode, listen to it back, let's pull out a funny concept and try to make something that was ready to go in the morning.
Right.
And then it was it started snowballing because then they started doing live tours. And then I'd take on Callen's, I got to be so much, I'm like, bro, we got to separate this. I'm going to take on Callen's live comedy career. And then Brendan Schaub's live comedy career. And then I started dealing with Corolla and helping them with shows that they were launching. And then I started dealing with Theo and started working for this past weekend and then in Theo's live comedy career. And then...
And these are when these guys are blowing, they're blossoming right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The fan bases were amazing. It was so cool to be a part of it. It was really inspiring. And I was just in the background, just kind of, doing all the targeted ads, doing the websites, doing the graphics for every episode, all that type of stuff. And consultations, suggestions on stuff to just kind of push everything forward. And then that kind of led to Rogan becoming a full-time client of mine. in the same way, where it was like I was doing a lot of graphics for JRE and helping out like that, but it was also all about the live shows. So all the targeted ads, all the graphics and everything associated with the live shows, and then the comedy specials. So that's when I first started collaborating with Live Nation and Netflix lightly when it came to creating the cover art for the specials and the trailers, started creating comedy trailers for specials, and then
Bro,
got
you've
into
done
video
like
editing.
Super Bowl commercials. You've done billboards. You've worked with so many like celebrities. Anthony Anderson as well, dude.
There's a whole side of my career, that whole side of my career, a lot of people don't really know about.
And like, do they know about your fucking best-selling ebook too?
Not
dude?
a lot of people know about that either. I did that before the podcast.
Bro, you have a best-selling ebook out there that like actually was it New York Times best-selling?
Amazon best-selling ebook in technology and computer education.
What?
category.
And you're basically telling people how to do this.
The book was called Full-Time Podcaster, The Undisputed Guide to Starting a Successful Podcast. And I recorded it right before we launched Dope As Usual, basically. It was like unloading just all this info I had going into the next chapter of my life. I hadn't played the role of executive producer yet. I had played a bunch of behind the scenes roles, so I collaborated with my homie Nick, that's an executive producer, and he kind of filled in some of the blanks, but we recorded a video. We did it Goggin style. I was inspired by him. I recorded it in video, read the chapter, and we did it in Theo's old This Past Weekend studio. He let us, Theo's always showed me so much love. Shout out to Theo.
Shout out to Theo. How come you guys haven't had him on yet?
We will. He showed the show a lot of love. It'll happen.
Hell yeah. I love watching his clips with Riff Raff.
Yeah,
Like their little back and forths that they do. So like, all right, I'm sorry.
And it's important to acknowledge Theo's career because he had such a long career. So people are like, oh, he's an overnight success. Like Theo put in so many years of work prior to really cracking off recently. Like, and this was kind of the lead up to it. And he, like, when I put out my first online course, he did 4 mid-roll ads for me for free.
Oh, shout out.
For my course, like that's
Love.
a lot of, that's valuable.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he let us record the book there. So I put out the book, audio book, video form, clips, put it out there just for people, not really expecting much out of it. But then Rogan posted it for me. And that's when it like really started kicking.
Right.
And then it just became a big credential. And, you know, like.
And then 10,000 people started a podcast that day.
It got a lot bigger after that. But it was interesting because you mentioned Anthony Anderson. I heard Thomas say on Storytime he wanted to start a podcast, so I reached out. We linked up, but it was still a full year before we actually started the podcast because I'm like, we need to do a lot before then.
Right.
I
Build
put
the foundation.
Branding. I put professionalism behind the Dope As Yola brand, and we upped the video production. We launched the website. We launched his app. We just really, I put everything I learned working with the comedians into Dope As Yola because I realized he was such a special person, he was what I was looking for the whole time I was working with them because we were friends.
Because with them, you were just like doing your skill, but you want to do more. You want to be more involved.
Exactly.
You want to be like a part of
I got so much I want to say, and I wanted to own something. I was sick of like, bro, you're crushing it. You're crushing it. He crushes it. He crushes it. But I'm not, you know, like I'm.
Right.
It's not.
You
guys
always
are all
had it to be
balling
like,
out of
I want to
control.
be in front. I'm a rapper, bro. I got to be in front of the camera, dog. I know y'all appreciate my skill, but there's more to me than just this. Let me express it.
But not even that. My whole wanting to be in front of the camera, I think that faded away. I never really loved all the attention, or maybe.
Well, you were gonna be a rap star. What do you mean? That's a lot.
But
You were
it was-
filming music videos. You were out here just.
It was what I had to do to try to get to my thing. But I'm okay. I'm okay behind the scenes and the crew too. I'm okay getting in front of the camera too. It's like I could go. It doesn't matter either way. I like doing both. So. That wasn't my goal though when I started working with Thomas. I was thinking I was going to
because you were when I was on the Dope As Usual, you weren't even on the camera. You were still behind the camera, just working on the boards and shit. But
so here's where the worlds start to mix together. Everything culminated. I had my poster up on Madison Square Garden with Rogan, which was one of the biggest milestones of my life. I put out the book. I had a big studio in Orange County. I was building out a team. I had all these clients. I was like working nonstop. Doing all the on-call for everybody. And then I met Thomas, and I was gonna produce a podcast for Anthony Anderson also. And I did 3 months of like pitching myself to him and his manager, my friend Adam.
Right.
Going
Showing
back
what
and
you
forth.
can do.
Yeah, as a one-man, two-man person operation.
Versus
basically.
a whole production company.
Exactly. Lots of them that were going up for this job. So I'm putting together all these game plans and all this stuff. And he ended up doing a TV show and not doing his podcast. But the dude, Adam, his best friend, or his good friend that was
Shout out to Adams. Hell
Yeah, exactly. He was like, yo, I want you to go, I like your work ethic so much. Thank you for all this hard work. I want you to go film behind the scenes. My friends are doing a TV pilot. If you want to go do it.
BTS.
That's all he said. That's all I knew going into it. And it was literally, it paved a lane in my career that is one of the coolest things that I do. And I never would have even known it existed if this
Video
didn't happen.
editing and shooting. Is that?
That's part of it.
Did you ever think you were going to be like filming shit?
Well, I got into the camera kind of later in my career because I realized, like, okay, I'm a graphic design. I'm really good at graphic design. I have my degree. I know everything about it.
You went to school for it.
Yeah.
You went all in.
Yeah, I went all in. I just had the call with them about being inducted into the Hall of Fame next year. Which
At
was
their
really
school?
Cool. Yeah.
Because of your accomplishments as a graduate? That's fucking dope.
Yeah, you got to be in 10
How does
years.
that feel?
It's
Look at you, dog. Ran the marathon, getting inducted into your graduate
That's a
Hall of
crazy
Fame,
goal.
dude.
I just had my 9-year anniversary, and you got to be in 10 years. So they sent me an email saying if
We
you-
would look at your decade. And what, you go there, do a speech or something?
that would be cool.
You did a TED Talk.
Yeah,
You like talking? You
TED Talk was terrifying.
You spoke at Thomas's wedding.
That wasn't terrifying. That was fun, but I was still kind of nervous.
That was a good vibe. It was good. It
Yeah.
was like good to see everyone else suited and booted, just chilling and
Yeah, it was.
vibing,
Yeah.
celebrating love.
That was a really, really special, amazing night.
Yeah.
They're a very special couple.
It's crazy to see, the success that the Dope as Usual podcast has brought to you guys, and because I seen Thomas, I had him on here a couple months ago or weeks ago, and just to see, because he's been consistent with his content and he's dealt with so many obstacles. We all have obstacles in our life. You spoke about some of them here, and just to see the success that you guys are bringing to this industry, especially knowing what we do, and we're all you guys are so relatable, and we've all been there. So it's just like good to see there is success doing this, no matter how hard you try and whatever's happening, especially with everything going on social media with our content and restricting it, and it's just like
It's
good
really
to see.
annoying.
And
Well, I
you guys are
appreciate
getting
that.
like recognized too by big corporate. You guys
Yeah.
got corporate sponsors. You guys are at the fucking Spotify dinners. What the fuck? Like how is you like?
So cool.
What is this? Spotify, play my music now, dog.
Yeah, Spotify is like the opposite of what YouTube is to us as creators. And I knew what I was kind of signing up for. I've been an advocate since I was dealing with getting harassed by the cops for my whole life before moving here. My dad smoked and he had cancer, like I said. So I had a big chip on my shoulder about the weed thing before I moved here. And then when I moved here, I got working with the graphics within all the dispensaries in Santa Ana. It was one of the first things I did. So like
You were giving them flyers for weed.
packaging, flat, whatever.
Let me make you labels for your weed strains.
Exactly.
Just give me some weed.
Yeah, so like it was really important to me
Barter.
to get. I've been trying to get dialed into the cannabis community since I have been, in my own way.
So you
as,
were
like, an
fucking with the
advocate.
cannabis scene kind of before you started doing the podcast?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's what was like when I met Thomas. We were like, it felt like we were like best friends because I had been watching him for a bunch
synergy
of
was there,
years.
yeah.
And that's why it was so organic and natural. I'm like, I know if we apply all this, I know what these fools are doing. I know we can do it, and just doing it in our own way. And I knew it wasn't going to be easy with all the weed, but that's just.
And you guys came out swinging too with your guests, dude. You guys
Yeah.
had like Chong and Dr. Drew and fucking Steve-O and like all these big names. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That's like you guys, the Rolodex was crazy between y'all.
It was wild. Yeah, but okay, hold on. So let me pick up where I left off a little bit.
My
just
bad,
to paint the scenario
You good.
and how we got there, because
Professional.
this was, I'll forget, this was all happening kind of at the same time.
So you got Anthony
Yeah.
Anderson and Thomas right
Yeah.
here doing
So so then I was like, okay, no problem. I'll go film BTS. I had just really gotten into the camera. I had just did my first photo shoot, BTS shoot with Theo. My first ever shoot was with Theo for his Netflix dry run of his comedy special at the Wilter, and I filmed BTS, and I did a photo shoot for his tour poster. That was my
Just you.
Yeah, just me. I
No
just got my
assistant,
camera.
nothing.
Yeah, just me. Everything was still kind of new. And then, so I was still kind of new with the camera. Like when I met Thomas, our first photo shoots, this is still kind of in that time. So then I did 6 days on set with a real 200-person commercial crew. Production crew.
Right.
This was an
Trailers, catered.
like it was at an arena. It was
Okay.
at Bank of California Arena. We had the whole arena. The show was owned by Anheuser-Busch, and it was a pilot. And each segment of the show had a different huge athlete. that was assigned their own alcohol, and we had comedian Lil Rel Howery from Get Out. He was the host. So it was 6 days of me filming, learning the basics of how to film BTS, but with super high level athletes, Shannon Sharp, Shaun White,
Paul Pierce,
all
right.
these people. Like, it was wild. We had just started the podcast right at this time. I was, and I was realizing, okay, it's just going to be dope as usual, which turned out to be great. There was the singer, Allie she was like this huge pop star. I was going to do her show too. It didn't end up happening. It was all for the good because I didn't have any more attention to give. Because I was still editing everything on the Dope as YOLO channel.
Just you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, so anyway, I did that 6 days. It was amazing. For the following month after that, I worked directly with Anheuser-Busch to make the website, the social media, do the targeted ads in conjunction with the NFL, the NBA, all these like
big corporate shit.
Every day,
right.
Big corporate shit. Like
Zoom meetings and
all day for the,
little fucking edits that are annoying as shit. And we don't like that.
Yes.
Do this. Change this
so
color.
Many. It was just one of my first experiences with a super high level project like that, and it was really cool. They kept me around for the whole month after.
Hell yeah.
And then after that, they were in love. As far as like, now I'm added on to the call sheet for big shoots, whereas I don't think BTS video was on there before. They started realizing we need social media content.
BTS,
they're a little bit all older, so they're like, he kind of he knows what's going on with social media. So then after that, it was like Super Bowl commercial, T-Mobile, Anthony Anderson, Travis
That's like
Kelce.
Millions of views.
Yeah. So I was on the field. Travis
Hundreds
Kelce.
of millions.
It was, I don't know. It was exhausting, to be honest, but it was a huge learning experience. The first couple of shoots, I really had to learn when to film, when not to film, when to push in, when to get out of there, how to always be listening, it's like a real
timing,
specific,
right.
to not mess up the set because there's so much going on.
Is it live production that they're doing too?
Well, no, it's not. It's not live.
So it's more, they're just filming. It's always quiet on the set, and then you got to get your little clips.
Yeah, I gotta sometimes lock off and be completely out of the way, but I also gotta be ready to get right in there and push right in case something happens. Because the minute I don't, they look around like, where the fuck was BTS?
Right.
So that snowballed where then it was like Apple commercial, Microsoft commercial, another Super Bowl commercial, and then it turned into like every year, another pilot. So.
And you had no idea this is a lane you were going to get into. This is organically happening. You're just like, I'm just going all in on this, and this is what I got to learn.
I was scared to learn video. I was scared to invest in myself in it. I was scared to do school for it. Like, it was such a rabbit hole of learning to try to understand how to work the camera and get good at it. And it paid right off. Like, I was so happy about that. And if I hadn't have done all that, I would have missed out on.
And you're smoking weed this whole time.
Yeah.
So you're out here in Buffalo basements doing some fucking bullshit paperwork, and then now you're in Orange County. Did you make your move to Orange County or LA at first?
OC. We've been in OC since.
Yeah. Because the OC marathon is like from Buffalo to OC, which is completely different scenery, and you just shifted and adjusted to life, and you kept your network. You never really burned bridges. You were just true and transparent with everything you did. Just let it all out, and got your relationship with Thomas, started this podcast, and now you guys are one of the biggest podcasts out there. And you're doing so much more. You guys you just got sponsored by clothing. You guys got. I saw you and your son doing a little photo shoot. Is that cool? Getting your family, getting your kids involved?
I love it. Yeah, it's so cool because, first of all, I'm a huge fan of Ethica, and like some of these deals just take super long time to actually come to fruition, and this was one of them. So, yeah, I'm really proud to rock Ethica. They've showed us a lot of love, and I had my son do the photo shoot, and I want to involve him as much as I can. He's already editing video, and he's got a huge personality. And
that's dope.
It's a real.
Is he doing YouTube videos?
Yeah. He's got like views.
What is he doing? Like
goofy kid stuff.
Like pranks, like sports shit or unboxing.
Little shorts of just nothing that are just silly.
What kids
like
get.
Yeah, only kids understand. But he's really creative and he asks good questions. And I'm just downloading everything.
So what's like? All right. So what's like a day in the life of Marty O'Neal right now? What are we doing daily?
My day's the same 7 days a week. I'm entering the first chapter of my life where I'm not going to be working like 12-hour days, 7 days a week. I'm really excited to see what happens. But like my day kicks off at like 5 a.m. every day, 7 days a week. And I get up and I'm on this thing literally outside in the dark every morning, like a
Before the sun's
psycho.
out,
Yeah.
you're out here.
Yeah. I got the coffee going, I got the roofer going, and then I like in the morning I start off with just like, so what's fun? What do I feel like doing here? I go through all the videos, everything on Instagram to see what's going on, kind of get going.
So you do
And
the
then
social media in the mornings.
I'm just lightly seeing what's going
Right.
on, basically. I don't
Skimming
respond
through
to
it,
anything.
just like see what's.
And then I do the funnest little mini project I have, I like to kick off. So if I have a batch of photos to edit, if I have a fun little reel to put together, because I do all the social media content for the podcast too. So the thumbnails, the clips, the reels, the episode edit, I get a little something done and then get my kids up, get them ready to go, take them to school. They go to different schools. It's not close. It's a whole other thing.
How many kids you have now?
3.
3 kids. Did you want to make sure your kids had siblings growing up as an only child? You're like,
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. I think 3 was always kind of a good number. I would have been maybe good at 2, but I'm really happy we went for 3.
and are they all in school right now?
Yeah.
And they're all in different schools?
They're in 2 different schools.
Okay.
So it's like,
So you take them to school, you're part of their morning routine, you're out
I'm
here.
the full routine. Yeah, I get the house
Big
all
father
clean.
vibes.
Yeah, I'm full, because my wife's been having a lot of like health issues. She just had spine surgery.
Oh, man.
So she's been down for a long time.
Fast recovery. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're making it easy, just helping out a lot.
Yeah, I'll just
Cooking
try to,
breakfast, getting coffee, getting
all
the kids
that.
ready.
Yeah. All
We
that.
out here. Come on, guys. Let's go all in.
Homeowner
Let's
stuff,
make it happen.
picking up the backyard and stuff.
Yeah.
So I do a good hour and a half, 2 hours of that, laundry, all that type of stuff, and then I start going in on my editing. And it's been up until this point, it's been all like dope heavy on the Yola videos. But now I'm shifting my focus more into brand manager, meaning like we just did this deal with Zoomies.
Yeah.
So
Congrats.
thank you. Huge
Yeah.
deal for Push Trees and Zoomies. 420, 50 locations.
Yeah. Dropping some merch.
And we did the catalog. So I did like 10 full page. It was really interesting because it was the first time ever I was like, okay, I'm going to use AI to come up with ideas for our catalog posters. They gave us full page and a half page catalog layout for their fall catalog for Push Trees. So
you just kind of like.
I came up with a bunch of ideas in AI. And then we had Thomas go out and take the pictures. And then I composited them all together. And we had some winners. We had what we ended up using. And
That's dope.
it was a huge project, though. And then we got our rolling papers that we're cooking.
Those are my
too.
initials, AI,
Oh, yeah.
Adam Bill.
There you
Yeah,
go.
here. Shout out to my fam, AI.
Uh-huh.
So you got that huge Zoom. Now you're out here like doing what you've been doing, is brand managing, social media managing, editing, graphics, working it out, and now it's just like an actual position that wasn't really around before.
Yeah.
And like you're just following your passion and you like doing it. I feel like you like doing this.
You know what? One of the coolest like moments I had was I was on set, and I was in the craft services line. And I was just standing there with my camera waiting to get like a coffee. And one of the ladies that worked there, she's like, "You love what you do, don't you?" I was like, "It's funny you say that. I do love what I do. I'm glad I'm putting that out. We're just standing there."
Yeah.
So that let me know.
You're just out here. So most of your day is just dad duties in the morning, editing the rest of the day.
Yeah, and then my kids are all in sports, so then I do all that, and usually
they're all in sports, like what? Football, soccer, baseball.
Yeah, my son plays 3 sports at a time sometimes, between football, basketball, and soccer.
What?
Yeah.
How do you do it all, dude?
It's a lot.
That's a lot for you too, isn't it?
Yeah, but it all
good?
fluctuates, and he's a real athlete. He's gonna be a problem. Yeah.
He's good at all sports.
Yeah.
What's his favorite?
Soccer.
Yeah.
He's really good at football, though.
Do you guys go to the LA soccer games, like the LAFC?
I took him to a LAFC game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the LAFC games. That's where we filmed that pilot I was telling you about. So I was like I like this stadium. I knew every inch of it from filming there.
That's the Bank of Cal. Is that where they play? Yeah,
Bank of
you mentioned that
California.
earlier. Yeah.
So I took him there. We had a great time. I'm definitely
The
trying to take
42
him back.
originals out there. You go in their section.
Is that the like wild section?
It's
called the 3252.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
2 rows of 52 seats.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that makes
All the
sense.
fan factions are tucked in there. And the
Yeah.
42 originals, shout out. Those are
Shout
my
out the
boys.
42 originals.
Nice. It was like a Bills game, the type of energy they had.
What? Yeah. They're like, it's like real soccer fans where they be chanting and cheering and flag waving, and it's a good time, dude. What are you smoking right now? That's
Smoking on this. We're gonna add a mill OG.
Hey, listen, shout out to Apothecary who went there. They hooked us up with some flavors. He got some good flavors. He got the beverage as well. The St. Ides. We out here. Yeah, I'm rolling some of it up too on this Dabwoods tray. We out here.
So now I'm kind of making the shift because we brought on Henry. Henry's been helping us out a lot. He's taking
Shout out
over
Henry
the
McNinja. Yeah,
shout him out. We had a long day on set yesterday. He did phenomenal. We had 2 guests come through. He's been helping us in a variety of ways, but mainly taking over the Yola video edits. So now I can
So you can focus on
the podcast and go out and do stuff like this and put myself out there, try to grow my personal brand more. Everybody knows I've been having an online course and coaching program in the works now that is my top priority. So I'm launching the new dopeasusualpodcast.com. It's going to be the home for all things unrestricted. We're going to be doing a new weekly episode called Dope As Usual Unrestricted of us off the set doing whatever we
BTS.
want, basically, yeah. And then we're going to use it like Patreon and just use it as like a social media platform
For your
directly to the
guys'
fans.
content,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. It's the home for
You
everything.
can sell directly to the content, to the viewers right there on the website.
No questions asked. You give YouTube what they want. You know, Spotify's showing us so much love right now. They're doing like global targeted ad campaigns for us, and we're getting millions of impressions every month on Spotify, and it can be uncensored. We can put links in the description. They're not worried about nothing, and it's only going to get bigger and better. So I love that we have that. But when I met Thomas, I was like, you need to have your own platform. So we started dopeasiola.com and the adjoining app, and we got like 130K site members signed up to it up until this point. So now, you know, we're basically turning that into what's going to be dopeasusualpodcast.com, and people are going to be able to log in, have their member profile, and do likes, comments, all that type of stuff, get the exclusive content that we're going to be posting basically daily. I'm going to be posting whatever I'm smoking, whatever I'm doing is just going up
daily
there.
Content instead of Instagram or YouTube.
Yeah, like somewhere where it matters, basically, where
it's in-house instead of putting it on somewhere else.
As a creative person, it's the most frustrating thing in the world when you go to like make something and put it out there to wonder, what's the algorithm going to think about judge my post or this video I made? It's so like, I just want people to see it.
And then especially getting deleted and having to start over again and then trying to get it's very frustrating.
It's very frustrating.
You get it.
Yeah.
You get it, dude. You eat cereal? What's your favorite cereal?
I like the Nature Valley cinnamon granola.
Okay.
With some almond milk and a scoop of like peanut butter.
in the cereal.
Like on the side.
Protein. Okay.
I do a little scoop of the peanut butter, scoop of the granola with the almond milk. That's kind of how I do it.
All right.
I basically love all cereals though. I'm a vegetarian, so I kind of live off cereal in a lot of ways.
I'm a vegetarian too. Hell
Yeah.
So Nature Valley cinnamon with peanut butter and almond milk.
It feels healthier to me. I know it's probably not, but
so okay. As we're driving to like an event, dude, right? And we pull over to get some munchies. What are we getting? What are you getting? You're going into the store. What are we?
I usually like some munchies. I'm chocolate peanut butter all day.
Like peanut butter cups or?
Yeah, like Reese's, Twix, anything. I'll go into a whatchamacallit. I'll venture off into a Three Musketeers.
Okay. Sweets. What about beverages? Are you getting?
I usually lean towards a nice Sprite.
Sprite?
Yeah. I like a crisp Sprite or a Fiji water.
How do you feel about McDonald's Sprite?
I don't go to McDonald's that much to get the Sprite.
But do you know about McDonald's Sprite? Do you know about McDonald's soda, dude? Listen.
I know it's not good, whatever you're about to say.
No, I'm just saying McDonald's Sprite is on a different level. Like,
oh, it's good?
What?
Oh, okay.
It's the fucking best Sprite, dude. Listen, McDonald's has a contract with Coca-Cola, an exclusive contract where they get the syrup delivered cold.
Oh.
And they have a special scientific patent on their straw where you get, it's like the perfect airflow for your soda experience. Yeah. And their Sprite is on another level, dude. McDonald's Sprite. You never heard about McDonald's Sprite?
No, I didn't know that.
Listen, I'm telling you.
All right.
Their food, I don't need any other food, but if I'm in there, I get their soda.
Nothing better than a nice crisp Sprite. You got
yeah. Do you ever get those like exclusive Sprites, like those like lemonade Sprites or the cran Sprites?
Stick with the OG.
Just OG Sprites. You recently, I heard, were at like your first weed event at Hall of Flowers. Is that true?
Yeah, I've done a couple like secret sessions and a couple little events, but the Hall of Flowers was the first business to business, big legit one that we went to as a team, I would say. We've, done like little 420 events at DTPG. I love just meeting the fans. It makes it real when people come up and like tell me what I would have told Rogan back in the day when I was first like listening to his podcast type shit. So I always love those events, but it was really great getting to meet the people behind the scenes of these companies, because I started hitting up at the top of the year, we started taking on weed deals. We had never taken on any sort of 420 deals for the show for the first 2 years. So then once we decided that we were going to, I did a ridiculous amount of research and started outreach to a lot of the companies. A lot of them were at Hall of Flowers, so that was cool.
Yeah. Working with weed brands is interesting.
Yeah, and I love having like personal relationships, because it's like,
for sure.
I just want to get in touch and like, what's up? Good timing? How are we looking? And then just make these little relationships. That's kind of the whole key to my story. But I think that, shows like this, cannabis brands can't advertise in traditional ways. So, it's valuable real estate for people that have an authentic voice that people respect in terms of getting new products and brands out there.
Do you consume content?
Yeah.
Are you like TV shows, movies?
No, I really don't watch TV. I'll sit down, like I'll watch TV with my wife.
Do you get Thomas's references when he does all these pop culture?
It's the worst. I feel so embarrassed. I'm like, I don't know.
I feel the same way. I'm like, I've never seen it. Yes, we've never seen that.
He knows the things I've seen.
So what do you consume? Do you just watch other content? Are you a YouTube consumer or podcast consumer?
Yeah, like I'm aware of everything that's kind of out there. I'm aware because I do have our guest booking. I'm aware of everybody that I would consider to be a guest, and I'm always getting put on to new people in music and YouTube. I don't, I just...
Do you listen to more music or like watch more content?
I don't watch so much content because I'm always editing.
Yeah.
I listen to music when I'm doing graphics. That's like, I used to always listen to podcasts before I started editing full time. Now I can't listen and edit at the same time. So
you got music. And what are you listening to? Was it hip hop?
Yeah, it's exclusively hip hop. Yeah, it's exclusively hip hop.
Like old school, new shit?
A little bit of both, like newer stuff from my favorite artists, kind of.
Not like that new wave hip hop that's out there?
No, I listen to the same sound that I've always listened to. I listen to music that makes me want to work out, basically. Like, Thomas and I just put out playlists. We made like a Spotify Dope As Usual playlist channel, and he put out the Maybach mix, and I put out my workout mix. So like that's a good feel for like, I like grimy hip hop that makes you want to like run.
Do you still run?
No. No, I don't. Because here's the thing. When I trained for the marathon was the months that we had moved out. I handed over production of the show to a studio for like 6 months.
I remember you guys.
And it didn't go well. But in that time, I used that every day. That extra time was me training every day. And then literally I ran the marathon, and the next day we broke up with the studio. And then I took everything back over and again. And I was like, I got to crank up our momentum. We're posting every day on every channel until further notice. So then that's how I cranked everything back up, and we started to get.
You just went all in on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude. I mean, you guys are out here making waves, inspiring everyone else. Now everyone, I feel like everyone now is podcasting, and it's exciting to see. You know, because it's good to hear people, but to get that audience is work, and you guys have really gained a huge audience, and
they're like the best. They're the whole reason
so
it's possible.
Loyal,
they're so nice, and they're so supportive. And I feel bad because I get so many messages and comments that I'm not able to respond to, and I wish I could like give a heartfelt response to everyone because I really appreciate it. And more people have been coming up and like taking pictures, and even when I'm with my kids and stuff, which is cool for them to see because they can really feel the impact. Because we have that stigma. We're like black sheep on YouTube or whatever. We got the stigma because of the weed or whatever. But I always tell people we're a motivational comedy podcast. It's it's motivational wrapped up in a little bit of comedy and a bunch of just real life stuff that
relatable stories.
Yeah.
And you guys have amazing guests that come on.
Yes, it's so insane being able to sit there and interview people that.
I mean, you had Jeezy on a little while ago, right? How was that for you, dude?
It was so wild. It's like, and I'm sitting there with like my best friend, and it's so cool to be able to do this.
Did you wear Timberlands that day?
No, I should have. No.
Do you still have Timberlands?
No, I haven't had Tims. I barely ever wear pants. I will not wear any type of snow clothing.
You don't wear shorts with Tims, dude?
No, I never went that far.
What?
No.
I thought you were out in the snow parking lot, like in shorts and Tims. Like, we out here, what?
Yeah, Dickies, Tims, all that. No, I'm shorts and chilling now. I like try to
You're OC
manifest
vibes now,
away
yeah.
the cold weather. Yeah,
He's like, I'm Orange County, dude. You know what we're about.
yeah, fully.
Let me ask you this, dude. Let's say you're just walking or whatever, and a portal just appears. Would you enter that portal?
No, I'm right where I want to be.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm fuck.
No?
No, I don't know where I done go.
I mean, it's a portal, dude. How often does a portal appear for you to enter?
That's what I'm saying.
All right. No?
No, I don't think I would. There's times in my life where I've shot right through that shit. Like I was
20
waiting
years
for
ago,
a portal.
I
I finally got where I want to be. No, I'm good.
You've worked your way.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'm here. I saw you recently got like your social. You had like a new pool put in your yard, dude.
Yeah,
You out here just got the family life. Everyone's chilling.
that was my biggest like milestone in my life. The number one thing I always desperately needed to do was buy a house for my kids. My oldest daughter was growing up. We had been renting the whole time we were out here, and my wife's in real estate.
Airbnb and not just renting. You're just like temporary.
Basically.
Fucking.
Yeah, but we needed it, and we looked at hundreds of houses, and it was a really, really tough market. But then we ended up buying a house right around the beginning of season 2 of the podcast, and then we fully
Congrats.
renovated the entire house,
Hell
and
yeah.
then we fully renovated the backyard and put a pool in. So it was this huge ordeal.
While you're editing and raising the kids and
Yeah,
doing new projects, it's just a lot.
yeah, it's been a lot.
Bro, you've been through a lot. You were
Yeah.
out here just grinding.
Yeah, but I mean, I know what I signed up for, and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to do this, that it's never a question. And like, I still just feel like we're just getting started, and like taking a day off just isn't in my agenda. Like, I'm just so happy to be here doing what I'm doing that I want to just keep going with it.
All right, let me ask you this, dude. Anybody, if you could have the opportunity to have dinner and just chill and vibe out with 3 people, dead or alive, not family, because I know that would be my first answer, but any famous dead or alive characters, it could be fictional, whatever, to just chill and eat and vibe out with, maybe even have on the podcast and interview, like who would, just 3 people.
I would really like to talk to Rob Dyrdek, number one.
Okay.
I've been inspired by Rob since the beginning.
That's still possible.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
It's still
I'm
possible.
hoping.
Manifest that shit.
He paved a lane. Like, I always looked up to him. It was different, but he kind of paved a lane through the internet that, didn't really exist before in an entrepreneurial way, where he's like, I'm going to launch a brand, then I'm going to launch a show, and I'm going to launch this show. And I've been watching that the whole time and was just super inspired by it.
The DC and then the Fantasy Factory,
Yeah.
right? Was that him where he did the or Robin Big and then the Fantasy Factory?
Yeah, exactly.
The whole generational, and then yeah,
That was my biggest music video ever, was a pitch to Rob Dyrdek, because he had a t-shirt contest for a brand that he had called Make Your Own Luck. So I did design to enter this contest, Make Your Own Luck. But then I'm like, I'm going to take it a step further and make a song and a music video.
shut the fuck up.
So then,
He went
yeah.
all in.
Yeah, I made a song called Make Your Own Luck, and he actually favorited it on his Twitter, and he had it up on his Twitter and stuff when I put it out, so it was cool. Then we had Stilo on the show, and it was cool.
How big is social media for like brands or content creators out there? Is it?
I think it's vital. I think it's crucial. Like, I've worked with so many like startups and small businesses in my career, and right up to the big commercial companies that I'm talking about. All anybody wants is views and engagement and attention and traction on social media. That's what's so interesting to me, is that I leave these huge sets with these huge celebrities, and like, they're trying to do the same thing that we're doing when I go, and it's just me and Yola in the warehouse, and we're sitting there smoking weed and being
Yeah,
stupid.
they want to do their passion easy. Yeah,
And-
I mean not easy, but just like their lifestyle shit.
Yeah, and you can't buy that organic chemistry and that dedication it takes to build a fan base. That's why when I met Thomas, his approach to the fans was so different than all the comedians I'd ever worked with, that he actually had a personal relationship with them and talked to them and was in the comments and in the chat and going, like, none of the comedians I work with even understood how incredibly important and valuable that is.
You know what's wild about Thomas, and I told him this too, is how he remembers people and like where he met them, and like he's
Yeah.
met thousands of
To
people.
fans from
To
line.
like, yeah, he's like, yo, I remember you in this parking lot at this spot, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, how the fuck do you remember that shit, dude? That's so like, that's just crazy to me, dude.
Yeah.
Especially for how much weed he smokes.
Yeah, he has a photographic memory. I know, like it kind of goes to show, like
Yeah, he's out here. All right, so you got Rob Deerdick.
yeah. I would like to interview Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
That would have been a big one that if he were alive, I think we definitely would have had. Because like growing up, my brother and I listened to him heavy. And I was just inspired by his whole entrepreneurial spirit,
The
how
marathon.
he built his brand, and he built the message of that's something for people like us to tap into. He didn't build the Nipsey Hussle brand, he built the marathon because it's about the struggle you sign up for when you're trying to be a
Right.
professional creative person. And he was so innovative when he launched it, and how he was like using the tag, scan the tag, I'm gonna drop, you got this shirt you came out a year ago, scan the tag because I just put out new music, and if you got the shirt, now you got early access to the song. Like he was interfacing
Right.
with the fans in a way that's very similar.
That's dope.
The $100 Crenshaw album, you can go get it for free, or you can come pay $100 for the special edition hard copy, and he sold thousands of them. You know, like it was the first time I had really seen an artist and followed him from the whole mixtape era up through, you know, his album Victory Lap, that I feel like was just a exclamation point in terms of production. And like he was just getting started. It's kind of like where I'm at right now. Like, damn, I did all this, putting out our best work right now, but we're still just getting started.
Right.
There's so much I want
more
to do.
we can do. Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how I feel with you guys. Like there's just so much more. It's just starting, and like that energy is just, you know, just radiating for everyone around too. And it's just like helping this community because you guys are doing it on like, you know, where you're getting recognized by bigger platforms. And
Yeah.
hopefully they understand this market and will stop shadow banning and understanding that,
Yeah.
you know, this is illegal shit. It's just a lifestyle. You guys promote alcohol and drinking and all these other weird, I'm not
So
gonna say
weird.
weird, but all these other like niche
Yeah.
communities, but you guys totally
Yeah.
ban.
I come from an
cannabis.
alcoholic city, no doubt about it. People getting killed by DWIs and people driving up the wrong way on the Skyway, and like it's a lifestyle, it's a culture. Alcohol is like so accepted, it's ridiculous, which was always put a huge chip on my shoulder.
You can actually have alcohol tags when you know when you go to Reels and you go to more, and you could add whatever trending
Oh, yeah,
related.
yeah,
You
yeah.
actually have like alcohol drinks, martinis, but there's no like cannabis, flower, like nothing natural. It's just
Yeah.
the craziest thing to see. Dude.
Yeah, it's goofy and it's silly, but you know, ultimately, like, I think in an era where we're so sensitive and everybody identifies as what they want to identify in, like, this is gonna fall under that category of like, I identify as somebody that interfaces with this, and it's like really none of your business, honestly. And like, it's not cool for you to judge me based on it. Just like it's not cool for you to judge me based on this long list of other things either. Just let me do my thing because I'm out here trying to inspire people.
You are. I see you have like a YouTube page where you tell people how to just do it, how to make invoices, how to fucking get brands, how to create how to design flyers. You're like, here's the fucking game plan. Here's a lesson. Just do it.
So my goal with my course is to do something that's never been done, I don't think, in terms of touching on all these different aspects of digital media. It's not just a video. It's how I do things across a wide variety of different branding and video, and including things on how to pitch yourself and how to do booking and all these different things. But I really want to get that across because I think people limit themselves, and I just want to learn this. And I'm going to kind of stick to that when it's like this whole umbrella of skills that can really put you in a space to add value and go out and start making money for yourself or push yourself.
I mean, it's out there now. There's a lane for it. Everyone is, you know, a lot of brands are looking for ways to get their product out there on digital market. And, you know, if you got a platform with viewers, they're looking at you, dude. All right, so listen, you got Rob Deerdick, you got Nipsey Hussle.
I might have to go Tupac, honestly, because I want to know what happened.
He might still be alive. It might be possible.
Right? Yeah. I might have to go Tupac. Just maybe
Okay.
DMX. It might have to be DMX. All my favorite rappers are gone or they're getting canceled now.
Is that crazy? Are you like? Is that crazy? Like you brought up Tupac, you know, and the whole Diddy thing is happening now, and then you know all these rumors about him really getting, you know, killed, and then these allegations about on P Diddy with what's going on now. He's naming all these other celebrities. Like, do you think this is real? You think this is like a cover? Like, are you Are you into like conspiracies?
I'm not so much into. I mean, I'm aware. I just kind of go off of like a gut feeling, common sense kind of barometer, and I think this Diddy rabbit hole ends in a very dark place. Like, I think at the end of the day, if they keep going with it, it might be some American Horror Story shit that like turns into some whole like, oh my God.
I mean, we saw something else happen with this with another guy that had his own island and had like a lot of other like political figures and A-list celebrities, and you know what happened to him. So,
God knows. I do know. I was also, aside from my situation with G Unit, the second closest huge record deal I was about to sign was with Andre Harrell, who was the person who put Puffy in music through Uptown Records and was the top of that food chain. And I went back and forth with him for months. It was honestly probably the only time I was ever like devastated in music. Because I was...
It's probably because you didn't go to any of the Diddy parties.
It was not at all.
I'm just playing.
I was just like submitting my music thinking there was this huge...
There's an opportunity.
And then it never happened, and he ended up passing away.
Oh, man.
But then, yeah, I saw him and he was all wrapped up in this footage and stuff. So it was just like... You know, it's crazy. I always tell people, especially when you're like a creative and you're trying to go work with like celebrities, I'm trying to go work with whoever will hire me. Like, that's great, but also be careful because you don't actually know who they are.
Right.
And they might weave you up in their little web, and at best, they might just use up your energy and time. And worse, God knows what you might get wrapped up into.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird. I think now with like the internet and everyone having quick access to just say shit wherever they are, and be able to just make claims, and people like thrive on negativity. I feel like it's like a necessary evil. Like you said, you need social media, but also on social media, more of the inspiring shit doesn't really hit as much as like the negative, like gossip shit, which is kind of whack. And that's where we're going. And it's like, how do we shift that into, you know, more positive?
Yeah, we're very mindful about that with Dope as Usual. Like, I feel like we're very mom and pop compared to a lot of other like podcasts, just in terms of we don't ever really do clickbaity, headliney shit or try to exploit the guests for views in that way.
Listen, you guys had one of the biggest motherfucking clicks with Jake Johnson telling about he should have been murdered, or not, he shouldn't have been, I'm sorry. There was a shooting at the school he was at.
Yeah.
And he didn't go that day because his mom had some intuition that he shouldn't be there. Yeah. And it was like on People and Weekly and Time, and
it's preposterous. It's
morning talk shows.
It's gonna hit 1 million likes on our Instagram.
What is that? How many views is that?
It might be 20. I don't know exactly. It's
Bro,
way up there. And on TikTok, on Facebook, it had like full articles. By far, that's the most viral clip we've had. But it's the third or fourth time where a clip went viral to the point where, news outlets are writing articles about this fucking clip. But with Jake Johnson, it was just on a different level because we tapped into that mom demographic of like a mother's intuition and like ghosts and all that premonition. And
you don't believe in ghosts?
I don't.
You never had aliens?
I've never had any weird experience.
You think we're the only species living?
No.
You think the ocean is like just fish and shit? You don't think there's other things living in there that we don't know about?
Across the board, I'm wired to be like, you don't really know much. I don't think I really.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, I don't think I really know anything that I haven't really seen. But have
you ever looked at ocean water under a microscope?
No.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go in it.
See, I don't go in the ocean either, dude.
No, I'm good. Like, it's like the jungle of water. I'm set. Like, I'm all good. I
don't know what the fuck's in there.
Yeah, and you can't see. I'm all set with all that type of stuff. But I think other dimensions, other life forms, other things outside of... I feel like we're in a scenario. We're wired to understand certain things. You're wired to not be able to understand. Like, we're in an infinite open space. We're not supposed to know what's going on here. We got to accept that and just work with what's in front of us and
do good. Be good.
Do good and be good. It's that I'm good with the simplicity of that. Like
just be kind to your neighbor and
we're not
barter for your skills.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's simple.
We can become a good community. Let's make it happen. Okay, if you had any superhero power, what would it be?
I wouldn't have to sleep.
What?
That'd be a good one.
Just awake all the
time. Unlimited
time.
energy, full battery charge.
No, really?
I would love that. I hate going to sleep.
Why? You just feel like you're wasting time?
I feel like I just can't wait to get like I'm doing it as a technicality.
Like, is there a way where you can surpass that? Is there like an energy wavelength you can tap into where you're like, I just need like water?
I've never felt better since I implemented a strict sleep routine schedule. Like I've never felt better.
So you you have like a morning wake up and a bedtime.
Yeah. I just do it now basically. Like I'm ready to pass out at 9 o'clock. It's very hard for me to do anything past 9. But I'm up at 5. It's just,
Automatic.
Yeah.
You have an alarm or your body just
I
automatically?
have an alarm, but I'm usually kind of up before the alarm goes off. And it goes off and I pop right up and I just
So
get
full battery all the time. Just I don't get tired.
That would be sick. I've never thought about it, but that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Oh, so when they're sleeping, I could come and fucking take over.
Yeah. And if I could just use that extra time, I would like to fly because, it sounds fucked up to say, but I could see why Kobe got the helicopter. Because commuting from OC to LA is insane. Being able to fly from Newport Beach, where you live right downtown, is amazing. I would love to be able to. I would be getting so much more done if I could get up to LA quicker.
Just what?
Real quick.
But you're like set on OC. That's life now.
Yeah, my kids have their life.
OC's wait. Listen, I'm born and raised in LA, and I love LA, but I could see you're raising a family.
Yeah.
OC, I see why you would stay in OC with a family.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Like they have such a nice life. But we were up in like Agora Hills and Calabasas when we were driving around for the wedding. And my wife was like, I could see us living on here. This is beautiful.
Oh yeah. That's like suburban valley life.
It's almost country. It's like mountains and it's kind of chill. It was beautiful. It's like the Orange County of the North, basically.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Man, it's been crazy. Listen, do you play games? Do you play board games, or are you like competitive? Are you guys more like
I get
physical?
into some light Uno every once in a while at the house.
What about Connect 4? Do you ever play Connect 4, dude?
I'm trying to think if we played before. I don't think so though.
Have we ever played, dude?
I don't think so. Oh, I've edited hella footage of you playing Connect 4 is what it is.
Oh yeah, where at?
At the Secret Sesh.
Oh, at the events and shit.
Yeah.
What? You have fun at those events, dude?
Yeah. I had to learn how to talk to the fans a little bit better. It made it more fun.
Am I tripping? I don't know. I just hear something in the background. I don't know if I'm tripping. It's all good. Was that a phone? I don't know. I heard though. Anyways. Oh yeah. You had his own soundtrack. That was your entrance music. That was his entrance music to Connect 4 right there, dude.
Right? Yeah, it was a theme song.
He had a theme song. Like he's listening to music right here, dude. You always listen to music. All right, so while we play Connect 4, you mind if I go to some questions from the audience? I know we're live streaming right now. People got some questions that people want to ask.
Yes, please.
I had some questions on the socials.
And everybody on Twitch, I will be up and running. I swear to God, I'm getting ready to dedicate a good portion of my life to Twitch.
Oh, yeah?
Live streaming on Twitch, every project I'm working on. I just had Henry come through and show me how to do it with my camera and my mic and OBS. And it's going to be a learning curve, but my goal is to stream every day on Twitch. Hopefully by like halfway point of this year, that'll be a
Let
part
me know,
of my
dude.
course.
I wanna be one of the first to sub so I could get the first symbol next to my name in your chat, dog.
Twitch is weed friendly, right?
I've been smoking on there for 4 years. We're smoking on it right now.
Yeah, like I love that.
You want to go first?
Okay.
What's your Taco Bell order?
I like a nice bean and cheese crunch wrap, Cinnabon, burrito.
Which one?
I usually just get rice, bean, and cheese.
Listen, next time you get your
Lettuce.
Next time you get your cheesy rice and bean, tell them to grill it.
Oh,
It's
I
free.
know it.
You could grill it, and then throw some like Fiesta strips in there. Adds a little crunch. It's good shit.
Grilling it makes such a difference.
I'm telling you, bro.
Seals it up nice.
I'm waiting for that Taco Bell sub.
a luxury.
That sponsor, dude.
Nice.
I'm waiting for that taco. So yeah.
Do you have strategy behind this, or is it just a free for all?
You want to go first? I mean, this is like chess for ADD, bro.
Okay.
All right. So Matt's asked, what point in your life did you start to notice that your dreams weren't just dreams but achievable?
When we moved out here, because that just put me in like this sink or swim position. And then after a while of swimming, I was like, okay, we're doing it. This thing that I had dreamed about for so long, that everybody thought, you know, for the most part was impossible, was happening. Once we got out here and got cruising, and I was like, oh, it's not a fluke. Then I got 5 years behind me and went back to Buffalo for the first time. And I was like, I've had 5 years in between me and Buffalo. I'm going to go back. And that kind of felt like a stamp. And then the next time I went back, like 4 years later, is when I connected with Thomas, and we got on the phone for the first time. Then it was for New Year's. And then as soon as I came home, I went and met with him for the first time. They were still in their old apartment. They had their push trees going. Him and Rosie had his Honda.
Yeah, I remember. I've been to that unit. I made blunt rosin in that place. Someone asked, if you never met and started working with Yola, do you think you would have gotten into the cannabis industry at some point?
Mm-hmm. I remember telling my comedy clients, I'd be good, like, I'm going to link up with a couple farms, get some equity on a couple weed farms, and I'm going to be good. I think I was already working heavy with a bunch of the dispensaries. If I could have found more opportunity, I would have, especially in video. If I hadn't, no doubt about it, if I hadn't linked up with Thomas, I'd have hit up the dispensaries hard, trying to shoot them commercials, do full branding packages, because they evolved from mom and pop to big business in Orange County, like in a very short amount of time.
They're like chains now and franchises.
Yeah, they're like Apple stores when you walk in there. They're super clean, and you know, so no doubt about it.
You would have pursued that and probably never got paid because they.
Yeah, I'd have been
No, so you would have still been, because you were out here already doing design graphics for dispensaries and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even when I lived in Buffalo, I was on weed maps looking at the dispensaries out here, seeing what's what, seeing, you know, what was available. I came out, I was buying little dime bags from the dispensary when I first moved out here.
Damn.
Little 20 sacks when they had free dabs and shit.
2 for $25.
Yeah, all that. Like, 2 for $25. We had 3 for $10s and 2 for $5s in Buffalo. That was our shit. Like, that's what I was getting a lot. And we only had good or bad.
You said 3 for 10? Like 3 grams for $10?
Like 3 little nickel sacks.
Oh.
There was no scales except for the dude that was selling
it. was just a bag, and he was like, here.
Yeah. It was good or bad, and it was little or medium.
It was never consistent.
No. I was that dude that always bought little amounts all the time. So I never got like a big amount. I was always just getting little amounts.
So is it crazy seeing, like, now you're just surrounded by weed? I know you guys get a lot of flavors. I know. Is it crazy to see like the weed and what you're smoking now and have access to?
It's like, I don't want to say it's like a human rights thing, but it just is like, it makes me feel so good because I went through so much shit, just dodging the cops over it and just hiding it and being so goofy with it.
You ever get busted for cannabis I
used to get pulled over every other week.
Why?
Because they would pull me over and be looking for shit constantly.
But did they know you? Was it like a small town? Why were they? Was it like profiling? Where were you?
Yeah.
Were you like?
Well, there was a long stretch where I was the only white kid chilling in the black neighborhood with the thing, heavy.
So they're like, what is he doing here? He has drugs.
He's got to be buying or selling drugs, and like the dudes I was hanging out with. Yeah, for sure, and that was like for years.
Did you ever have shit on you?
Just weed and
they fucked with you over the weed?
They tried to. They only, like, the 2 times they could have arrested me, they didn't, which I appreciated. They caught me with it twice, but there was so many times they didn't. And there was, you know, I was there. I mean, they used to raid. They used to. A lot of my homeboys were involved in serious shit that like was way beyond weed. So like.
So the neighborhood you grew up in, or the neighborhood you lived in, or just hung out in?
So I moved around probably like 10 times as a kid. We lived all over the place, all different like areas in Buffalo and around. And then when I was like 15, we moved a part of South Buffalo.
Was it moving because of like work or just?
We just always had apartments, and we just always kind of like moved around a little bit. You know, it was just simple.
It was just what it was. It was like normal.
It wasn't a big deal. We just moved to different apartments. And
that must have been exciting. You got to learn like new neighborhoods.
Yeah. I felt comfortable anywhere. You could drop me off anywhere in the whole county and I'd know how to get home and get back and know people. And like, that was cool. Like I moved to Lackawanna when I was 15, and that's like a little city that touches South Buffalo, and it's really grimy and it's got a reputation, and that's where I grew up.
So now it's just like, look how free. It's still fucked up in some states and countries and cities, and people are still going to jail. But like, living out here, and like we just walked into a dispensary and got to choose weed and come here, and now we're consuming it.
Yeah.
At Apothecary, it's fucking it's crazy, dog. You get to see some of the best weed right now.
It's amazing. I love it. It's like a dream. That's why I never get frustrated. I mean, I get frustrated, but I never take that for granted.
What's your what has been like one of your favorite flavors that you've came across? It's one of your favorite strains.
I'm really partial to CBX. Like I really love CBX. It's so sticky and frosty.
Well, you guys
and
get the fresh shit, of course.
Yeah, they give Thomas like the samplers. Try this, try that. We're working on this.
Have you had any standout strains that you like? I know we went shopping. They're gonna get to see the experience, but
I like the Kush Mountains. That's kind of been the one. That's like the staple. Before that, I used to really like the Marathon OG. That was kind of the staple before that from, not from CBX, but I used to give that Cure Company, the DTPG.
Yeah.
I like them all, honestly, the same. I'm not picky. Like, anything from CBX is their own thing. They just came out with the legacy strains, too, so they got, like, Headband, Sour Diesel, like the...
All right, well, I got to pull up and smoke some. And help you guys try them.
Yeah. Yeah, but I every time, like, Yola's constantly giving me stuff. Like, he's the most giving person of all time.
Yeah.
He really is that. People don't
anytime I go to his house, I end up leaving with weed. I'm like, bro, I don't need this. He goes, you smoke a lot of weed here. I was like, all right, I'll take it because it's good.
Like
Thank you.
And even, like, he gives me so much weed, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But he also gives people opportunity and tries to put people in position to better themselves, and he gives all his homies and family members that are like not doing well, he's always there for them, and like,
helping
he's
out.
that dude for sure. So's Rosie.
He will drive to he's a good dude. It's great to see you guys link up. You guys both been through it and been both consistent and grinding, and just to see the success in the last couple years of the podcast has been great, and to see you just drop all the knowledge and game to everyone and just let them know you can do it too is super inspiring, and it's great to see you be like an educator in that aspect and tell people, how it can be done. You're like the David Goggins of podcasting.
Digital media. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's kind of
who's going to record the audio?
Yeah.
Who's going to edit the videos? Who's going to make the graphics? No, you are a man of many hats, and I'm sorry you don't have a hat in the Connect 4 world because this game is still going, and I see a W in my future.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Are you still doing music? Did you retire from music? You still have?
I did. I put out some music last year, just because I felt like it, and I just wanted to just get back into it and just do it for fun. And I actually got to record in Nipsey Hussle's old studio, which was really cool.
Hell yeah!
We went in there. Our friend of the show, FKI First, he bought that studio afterwards, and Ratchet was in there, and the engineer.
That's the one in NoHo.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all sick in there with the blue lights and shit.
Yeah, I think I've been there. Yeah.
It was fun. I had a lot I needed to get off my chest. I was really going through a lot of shit, and I just needed to get it all off my chest.
And how did it feel?
It was like very necessary. I didn't even care about it after I did it. I just posted it. I literally just posted it like one clip once and moved on. But it reminded me that, music's the way you deal with things. I forgot, like, I needed to get that out.
It was like therapy.
Yeah. And I would like to have a couple of my homeboys from Buffalo come out this year and like get in the studio and do all that.
Well, mixtape coming soon.
Yeah, I mean, if people want it to be fun, like
I'll come out of retirement.
Yeah, hell yeah. Listen, if we get Yola on a track, it's a wrap.
What? You can't do the ad libs.
Yeah, no. I just need him. I need a little catchphrase, and we can just chop him up. And
he could just be the dude like talking before the song, or that dude that just like in the middle of the song just starts breaking like little mouthpiece.
Well, I kind of did that on the project I released. I had a quote from the show from Payaso. Open it up. We had the Spanish guitars. Open it up. And then this super like motivational quote from Payaso, and then to wrap up the track was one from Thomas, pulled from the show.
Hey, you out here just editing, just doing the damn thing. Do you have any like passion film projects? Are you into like shooting anything now that you got into the cameras from BTS? Are you like?
Oh yeah, I love shooting BTS. That's my favorite thing to do.
You're not paying attention, huh?
I'm sorry, that's my bad. I'm talking in
No, you're all
that's
good.
my bad. That's
It's kind of my strategy too.
Yeah,
I'm trying not to
distracted
lose
there.
this year. Last year I had a couple L's, and I am like the Connect Four champ. I'm like the Tiger Woods of the shit. I'm about to win the Masters of the Connect Four.
Go ahead and dunk that one.
Yeah, but it's all good. I was gonna win anyway, but it's always good to
Damn it.
do this little game. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's up, Hasbro? You already know who the true champ is, dude. You know who the champ is. Hit me up.
Just trying not to forget about what I was talking about, and then now I did.
We were just talking about passion projects, filming, doing anything.
So I love all. I always say photography changes the way you see the world. I love like landscapes and skyscapes and all that type of stuff. I love product photography, taking pictures of weed. I love portraits. I just love photography. So I'm also like, I don't bust out my camera enough. I'm always worried to take out my camera because it's the only one I have, and we use it for the show, and I need to get another one so I could just. But I love being creative and putting together images that tell a story, and you're gonna see me shooting a lot more vlogs and content, putting myself out there more, and piecing out little pieces of the course and streams, and just trying to put out way more of myself. And I think the stuff that I want to talk about is very YouTube friendly. That whole lane, like YouTube will actually like this. What I'm gonna
put out, like help content creators, so you're gonna give them more people to make pages on their platform to bring them more views for more ad revenue.
Because the people I learned from, they were great. The Peter McKinnons, the Parker Walbecks, the Casey Neistats, but they didn't have a fraction of the credentials that I have. They were just YouTubers, like regular dudes going into it. I have like real credentials and very like unique experience with it that I just want to download and try to save people time to go do their own thing or be inspired to maybe go do something that they didn't think about. I always say it's what you're passionate about, what you're good at, and what adds value to other people. Where those three things overlap is.
Can you say that one more time for the people in the back? Those three things that you, yeah. What was it?
What you're passionate about, what you're good at, and what adds value to other people.
Passion. Because you got to have passion for what you're doing,
Yeah,
and if you can turn a passion into a paycheck, then you're not really working.
Yeah.
Because it's your passion, and that's great. And then, what was the other one?
What you're good at, what you're naturally inclined towards, or you can gain talent, you can gain a skill. I'm not naturally good at anything I'm good at now.
You're good at going all in and learning about it and making it happen.
Yeah, through reps. It's all reps and experience. That's it. You got to accept that. Like, to get into this stuff, that's the other thing I'm always like preaching is like, you're kind of signing up for the unknown. You're signing up for a lot of hard, long stretches where you got to believe in yourself by not going and working a regular job, by being like, okay, I'm going to work for myself. You're signing up for a completely different lifestyle, but it's not capped. That's the thing. Like, when you go, okay, you can go work for somebody else and that's fine. But if you're whatever, professional creative people that want to make their money through these type of skills as their own business owner, it's not an easy path, and I'm not going to ever sugarcoat that. But it has its advantages, it has its pros and cons, it's just whatever's good for you. But even if
the audience isn't going to happen overnight, don't be discouraged. This shit's going to happen. You just got to, like I said, YOLO's been consistent for over a decade. You've been doing it on the other end for, it feels like a decade. You said since 2009, maybe more, and then, just making it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys been doing a show for 3+ years now,
and
so,
it's so just organic that it was only supposed to be Thomas. I was supposed to be like Robin, basically, where, from Howard Stern. Like,
you listen to Howard Stern?
I'm aware of it. I used to watch it back in the day, but like off to the side, barely ever chopping in.
I love it. That's how
yeah. Back in the day.
His shows were wild back in the day.
Oh yeah, that was like, that was the shit. But it just naturally is just kind of grown into this scenario where it's like we're doing these interviews together, and it's like so much fun doing the research. Like, we did 2 huge rappers yesterday.
Back to back?
This was our past 5 days. I know I'm forgetting a bunch of shit, but we'll start with we're supposed to have Devin Haney come on the show. He's got this huge fight coming up with Ryan Garcia, the boxing match.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
he rescheduled us when we had Thomas's wedding coming up. So like we did this whole push trees thing. It all ended right before this. Tons of work. We get all ready to go film Devin Haney. I research Ryan Garcia, become a full expert on the whole situation, and he's supposed to come in Friday morning. He ends up rescheduling it again. So then we had to tear down the whole studio because we ended up filming at Thomas's house. We had to go do the wedding rehearsal. He had all his family over.
You broke down the whole studio
Yeah.
and took it to the crib.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we filmed the episode there, took it all back down, went and did the wedding, came back the next day, edited the whole episode, had the episode up for Monday, and then we were right back in yesterday with Mozzie and Maxwell Cream,
Whoa.
which was like
Back to back.
Yeah, we had to throw up the studio again before
Get it together.
and then but like
And get into it and smoke all that weed on both shows.
yeah, which is me and Thomas said this morning. You realize we're high as fuck doing all this shit? Like I don't even think about it like that. Like
And you guys, what's the process? You do show research? You guys have questions? You
Yeah,
guys
heavy.
like look up shit? Are you, yeah?
I like to basically become an expert on the person if we're interviewing somebody before we go in. So, and I put together all the show notes. Thomas has notes too, but I like get them fully organized and really go deep. I'm really good at research. That's one of my
So
best
were you the one that
skills.
had the questions when I was on the show? 'Cause I know.
Probably.
Okay,
But it's a
I know Thomas.
combination.
Okay, yeah. Because Thomas had some personal questions that he had up there too. That I was like, okay, you won't talk about that?
Yeah. It depends. If it's somebody he already knows, I'll fall back and like he's got this. He knows. He has a bunch. But if it's somebody like,
Right.
if it's just a rapper or something, like I want to know
Get
for
into
sure we have enough unique points that are going to get us through this interview. And it's always worked out. Like I feel like a lot of people are very disarmed by us. We're very like
Chill.
easy to talk to and chill,
Yeah.
and they come in, they see it's just us, and they're like, okay, this is all right. It's not all weird and like a bunch of people in here. And then we bust out the smoke and they get to know us a little bit. Like it's how it's been going. And then now we're starting to be like, okay, after the episode, now we're friends with the guests. Now they're hitting us up the next time they come into town, and there's like Maxwell Cream came on because Mexican OT told him to.
Right. Go
You
check
know,
out that
he
show.
booked that. Yeah.
That's dope.
So that we're starting to feel that a little bit more, and it just made us realize we don't need a team. Like, as in we don't need to go sign to a studio. We just need to build up our own team, and we can do this
In-house,
ourselves.
yeah.
Better than anybody.
Yeah. You guys put out that good energy, so hell yeah.
So that's that was the other message. Like when we first started, we thought it was like hip hop. We're gonna get this huge deal, and then we're gonna blow up. It's not really the idea with this. The idea is like a slow, steady, organic, authentic growth. There's not a big peak blow up. I've worked with people that peak real quick, and it doesn't usually last. You might get 2-3 years, but that's really not what we're here for. Like we want something that's gonna stick around.
Stay consistent. Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys are out here. It seems like weekly Spotify dinners.
Yeah, we just got the tour HQ, which was amazing. I really appreciate Spotify for showing us so much love. They rolled out. We were one of the first.
Do they
shows
have
with
like
video.
studios in there and a whole bunch of like facilities to?
Yeah, it's
like-
like a sick ass college campus basically with like restaurants and like high end recording studios like you'd see in a music video. So we didn't realize we had access to all these studios. They were like, no, you can come record here if you want. Just let us know. You got a big guest, which is sick because it's like
Which can you guys smoke weed in there?
that's the only variable that we didn't feel like asking.
What? That would be my first thing I asked. That's like the first question. I was like, can we smoke weed in here?
They know us for sure. They know us.
I mean, yeah, especially if you got a big guest, you can't say like no.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
But also, if you had a big guest, wouldn't you just want to bring them to your studio? And be
that's
like, yo, just come to
it's
my
cool to have the option.
Yeah.
Or if they're already going to be there type shit.
Just to be able to capitalize on the moment.
Because we want to be out and about. We want to do more stuff outside of the studio and little vlogs and
like we did at Hall of Flowers. I like that,
Exactly.
like IRL, just presence.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just to switch it up. Like the show at his house was great. It was so
Yeah.
much fun. And we didn't even want to do it. It was like not in the plan, but it ended up.
It's like
everybody
spontaneous
liked it.
shit. Just go with the flow, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love doing the live shit, bro. I mean, we could talk about that. We had a little mobile setups, dude.
Yeah.
What?
I love that idea.
All right.
that's in my future. I need that.
Yeah.
I spend so much time editing. I need to be able to make stuff and not have to sit around and edit.
We
it.
got good. You know, we
You
out
guys
here.
got you're the OGs with the setup.
We'll make it happen. I want to, you know, we're doing our best, dude. We're doing our best. You see, we're under construction.
No, it was inspiring seeing you guys out there at the event set up like that.
Oh yeah, the wind was exciting too. There's a good factor.
There's always factors that you like do all this planning, you spend all this money, get all this gear and people, and then you get there and we're in the flight path.
Yeah.
Or like there's a train.
Yeah, we're out here. It was crazy. Well, they didn't want to put us by that train. Did you see that train?
Oh no, now that you mentioned it, I remember, but
They
I
had a
was just
little
joking.
like, yeah. I know. That's what I was telling you. That's just. Do you do karaoke? You never done karaoke? You don't go to like bars or like karaoke?
One
shit?
time in life ever.
You did it one time?
I did.
What was
I
it?
spit one Jay-Z verse off a Beyonce song and put my karaoke mic
You
down.
and your girl? Or
Yeah.
Was she
Yeah.
the Beyonce and you the Jay-Z?
Yeah.
That was a good moment.
Yeah.
How drunk were you?
I was up there.
You're like, never again, babe.
Yeah. Basically, like, just shove the mic in my face.
That's so
and stuff.
funny. When you came here, you looked at this little canvas painting I have of all like the '90s cartoons.
So sick.
And you said you saw the Ninja Turtles, and you're like, "Where's April O'Neil?"
She kind of looks like Angelica. Is that Angelica? Underneath.
That one, that's not Angelica. That's the chick from Hey Arnold. Fuck. Huh?
Angelica. Oh, who is it?
Cynthia.
Okay. Kind of looks like her. But.
Oh, you're a beast.
I don't think that's
What's
Cynthia.
Helga?
Helga.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what Helga.
Got a lot of fans in the building.
Yeah, we're all late 1900s out here, dude.
So whenever she flashes her ID, like, people would be like, "That's your real name?"
Where's Donatello?
Yeah, all that type of shit. But it was kind of like ironic because I remember when I was a kid, in one of the apartments we lived in, there was a hallway and there was a door that like led nowhere. It used to like go to somewhere else in this building, but they put a wall there, so it was just a door, and you open it up, and it was a cardboard wall. My dad drew a life-size portrait of April O'Neil. Like on this.
What? Your dad was an artist?
No, I mean he was a musician.
But
He could not thinking back now, it's kind of random. You know what I mean? Like it was like a big ass April O'Neil. I loved the Ninja Turtles. It would have made more sense to draw a turtle.
Right.
He drew April.
April.
Yeah, but then when I met April, that always just kind of like stayed in my mind when we got married and she became April O'Neil. Like
Destiny is all.
I don't know, but the kids used to joke, like used to call her April O'Neil when she was a kid and stuff.
Damn, so when you guys on Halloween, are you guys like the Ninja Turtles and she's April O'Neil?
Yeah, we did that before. It was sick. Yeah, it was rough. Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I got the costume. I can do it anytime. Let's go, dude. That's fucking hilarious, dude. What? Listen, man. It's been amazing, dog. I learned a lot. It's been inspiring and motivating.
Likewise. I appreciate all the kind words, and that's fuel to the fire. And I'm gonna try to put my story and my message out there more. And I'm, honored to be here, smoking the OG Adam Ill, doing the show. Like it's only right.
I love that you're smoking bong loads.
Yeah, that's all I ever do.
What you have? What's your go-to? You have like a what's like the size you have at the crib? Is it like a mini?
We
bong
got
or-
we did a collab with Prism Glass. It's about this big. It's
like
one
an
of the
18-incher.
Yeah, it unscrews so you can clean it real easy. It's got the Dope As Usual brand on it. It's the only bong I've had for like 2 years. I've broken every other piece I've ever had. This
Damn.
one's managed to stick around, so I keep it in good shape, and if anything goes wrong, you can like get the different top, different size, different color.
It's interchangeable.
Yeah. So that's my main go-to.
That's cool.
And then I got the Carta for if I get little concentrates.
You like dabbing?
Yeah.
Well, are you a hot temp or a cool temp?
I think I probably lean a little more cool to
Where you
medium. Like on the Carta, I'm usually like 450 to
Oh
500.
yeah, you're out here. Yeah, that's like 450.
I don't really know temps all like that. I'm not super
I just like
big
to go
into
hot.
it. Yeah.
I'm a hot dabber.
I just do it till I start like feeling it and getting clouds and shit. I'm not.
I don't know. I just get high, bro.
Yeah, Thomas, like they have the temperature, the thermometer, and the electronic shit. and
Yeah,
all
it's
that.
a whole process dabbing now, dude. I remember when you used to heat up the metal until it was red, and then you just drop it
Yeah,
on.
when I first moved here, that's how they were doing it.
Yeah. You're like, this is insane right here. What? Listen, dude. It's been great, dude. It's been great. We learned a lot. Any questions? Ken, how you feeling, dude? You've been out here just jamming the whole time.
Jamming, man. I'm over here trying to listen to what y'all talking about. I got some turtle songs for you right now.
Let's go.
You heard him playing the Ninja? I heard him playing the Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's so sick.
Turtles in a half shell, turtle power. Listen, well, I could probably recite the whole thing, dude.
Come on. I love the music aspect.
Yeah, we love Kentron, dude. Kentron's out here.
Only podcast will have music on.
What? He got that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's like, I love it. How you doing though? You doing the band thing now, dude? What you up to, Kentron? How you feeling?
Oh, man, it's been a lot of songs coming at me, man, like nonstop. I'm like buried under songs, trying to find my way to the solos and all the stuff, singing backgrounds. It's been busy for some reason. I don't know what happened. I think I know what happened. It all started when the keyboard player of this other band, he had a baby, right? So he stepped away. So now I took over his spot for now. It's only temporary, I think. I don't know if they're trying to if he's never coming back. But then there's some other stuff that's been pulling me over here. Some rehearsals and stuff. So it's just been song and new gigs and a new location of gigs.
You deserve it, Ken. He's out here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Making it happen, dude. He's like the human jukebox out here.
Yeah, something like that, man.
I thought you knew a lot of songs. Now you're saying you're getting thrown a lot of new songs?
Yeah, it's like, that's our life. I don't know if it's just me as a musician, but other musicians, we always get songs. People want us to play them.
No,
People, and not everybody's a musician, but people want to hear songs, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to serve the people what they want to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We got the Ninja. I love how Ken can just, I know when we were talking about certain artists, he was playing their songs as well. He's just out here, just
a G and
just got it.
background,
man,
just
it's
seaming
just
it in.
like, the music and the notes are just another part of me, like Michael Jackson. So that's just how it goes, man. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, dude. Listen, it's been great, Doug.
Appreciate you.
What you guys got coming up? What's new? What's exciting? I know you do the social medias, the YouTubes. Where can people find you? All that exciting stuff. I'm sure they know. It's in but
I'm already made it on Instagram. If you want to know anything about the course or anything I got going on, just follow that. I got my website up there with all the details about everything I got going on. And then just a dope as usual podcast.
yeah, the Marty O'Neill, where you see everything you've done. I was like, damn, this fool's worked with like every aspect of the industry, from like athletes to actors to musicians and comedians, and
It's ridiculous.
I'm just like, gee, this fool is just.
I got to work with John Travolta last year. That was like a milestone moment.
Is there any artist out that you want to work with, or you just want to get on the show right now that you're?
There's some like top people that we've wanted the whole time, like just icon legends, like the obvious, like Joey Diaz is Mike Tyson's. Like we're always,
Adam Sandler.
Like we have like a 400 to 500 person list. We're just hitting up at all times, and there's kind of aware of what's going on with, But yeah, I want to see those. We just booked Bam. He was up there, so especially for Thomas
Margera.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, we just we got that episode coming up. We just booked.
Cause you guys had Steve-O. You guys have? You didn't have Johnny.
No.
No. Okay. I know he was doing a little tour a while ago.
Yeah.
But you guys gonna try to get the whole like Jackass?
That would
squad?
be amazing. We would love that. We want to be like the place to be like for all these different spaces of people. For like music, for athletes, for comedy, for like older school legends, and we just look up to, like, we want to be that place for him. That's what, when I met Thomas, I was like, the podcast is going to be the crossover into the mainstream where everybody can kind of come and the weed's going to take the backseat. Because people forget, Rogan used to be the weed guy. Before he was the podcast star, he came into podcasting as the weed guy.
Well, he just had he was smoking weed during his podcast. I mean, he was like the Fear Factor guy and the fucking UFC guy, and then he was started smoking on the show, and people were like highlighting it, and he would like mention it.
Well, he was an advocate too.
Yeah, I remember. And he was an advocate of mushrooms too.
Yeah,
and a lot of hallucinogens.
And so it's like, this has been done before. We're kind of following that blueprint, but we're never gonna get like political or whatever. But Like, yeah, having Steve-O on was a milestone. Having Mario Lopez on was recently
that was
a
wild
fucking
for me.
weird milestone.
I was like, you got AC Slater?
Yeah. And it's just like when people like that come on, I think it makes other people on their level like
Recognize.
maybe it's okay to just go have a fun conversation and you know, it's not going to be all weird. And we don't smoke people out if they don't want to smoke and shit.
Right.
So
It's there if they want it. You don't have to
exactly.
consume it.
Yeah, we're
But
good.
just know you'll leave with some.
Yeah. Yeah. But what I like is that no matter who it is, we're able to have the same kind of fun, similar kind of conversation that we always do. No matter with who the guest is. We get so many different personalities and people doing different things with different stuff going on. We're always able to kind of make it like one of our episodes.
Yeah, it's cool. You guys, it's like anybody, content creators, producers, like comedians, actors. It's just a whole plethora of guests, and it's cool to see because, you know, we know Thomas as like the cannabis dude, and to see these like A-list celebrities coming on like a weed podcast
Yeah.
is just not like a famous comedian either, or like a famous actor, just like a random dude from Central California.
Yeah, yeah. That's the
and
kicker.
a dude from Buffalo.
Yeah, when you come into it not famous, it's so much harder to.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Rogan had, like you said, the UFC and Fear Factor. He had
Yeah,
so
and
much.
he was on what was it, Freaks and Geeks or whatever. He was on
Yeah,
like so
News
many like
Radio
TV
and-
shows, yeah, or whatever it was. Yeah. He had like that connection and comedy, stand up. So it's just awesome to see.
And right now we have, I think our major opportunity is like, we haven't really gotten in front of the true podcast fans yet. I feel like all the people that listen to Rogan and like Two Bears, One Cave and Bad Friends and like the actual, we have like a bunch of YouTuber like weed community fans for
you
the
got
most
like
part.
content creators that watch
Yeah.
you too. Yeah.
But like the people that truly listen to podcasts, I don't think we've really gotten in front of yet. There's a whole
Right.
community of people out there that really aren't
Regular
fully aware.
podcasters
Yeah.
that don't know about it. How does it feel? Because I seen some like videos. It's like people doing videos of your guys' content. Like now people are like taking your
Yeah.
podcast and doing their commentary type
Yeah.
of conversation to certain
It's
clips.
wild and amazing and
Or-
awesome.
Doing like little clips on like, if you haven't heard of Marty, this is Marty. Or
Yeah.
this is what these two have done.
Yeah.
How is that?
It's weird. It's amazing and it's awesome, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's getting that recognition, dude. Well, I mean, you know, the stories I saw you know, working in mold infested basements and, you
Yeah.
know, in parking lots in shorts in the middle of the snow and
Yeah.
just putting going all in for whatever it was that you were doing and finding your lane and knowing that, you know, podcasting needed, you know, graphics and videos and this whole fucking, what is it? Creative digital.
Yeah.
Wait, what is that title that I saw for you, bro? It was
Digital media specialist.
digital
Yeah.
media specialist. Did you
Yeah.
create that, or is that like a real thing?
No, I think it's just like a term. You know, it's just what.
Oh, I just created the digital media specialist, bro. You want it? I got it, bro. Look at this is my fucking catalog. Bam.
But it started off like it started with music, you know, and then it's just been if you look at it, it's been a commitment to just learning new things and trying to figure out what's going to add value and just never stopping learning. That's like been my big message, that we got it wrong where we think we're supposed to stop learning when we get out of school, or we look at college as like a task. I don't think college is always the answer, but being able to be a good learner is a super, super valuable skill that we don't, I think, really approach the right way in America.
We get it forced on us, and we take it as like work instead of
Yes.
an experience to like learn and be witty and smart.
Yeah.
And
A
we're all
skill.
trapped now, looking at phones and getting brainwashed with all these random idiot videos
Yeah.
that keep our attention for 7 seconds.
Yes, but also in the same way, you know, regular people can have the same camera gear that, like, when they splice in the footage off my camera next to the Aries and the Alexas, all the $200,000-$300,000 setups, you really can't tell the difference. Meaning, the average person can have pro-level footage and audio production like easier than ever before in history, and it's just a matter of just like making it happen and learning how to use it, and then once you have it, learn how to use it, being creative with it, and then, you know, seeing what you can take it from there with.
Listen, You're inspiring me, bro. I feel like after this, I gotta shoot more content and just fucking. We gotta edit some things. You know, I already got the whole crew: Eric, Adrian, and Travis.
Yeah,
we can
you got a
fucking.
great team there.
Hey, shout out to them too. We can make this shit happen, dude. I'm like, we ready? Nah. It's great to see your hustle and how you don't gatekeep the knowledge, and you just out here just letting people know you have a, best-selling ebook where they could learn it, and you got videos on YouTube where they could learn it.
Much
and
more to come.
You're out here filming weekly, daily, and editing shit, and just staying at it.
Yep. What's important is how to think. So I think the more I can put that out there, the thought process behind the things that I do most often, the simplest ways, really, really, really simple. I think that's what's really valuable. And because I'm not smart, I'm not a smart, really intelligent person. I'm not. It's like everything is really, really simple with me, and it's just repetition. It's just like reps and being aware of what works and making a system for things. Like my whole course, everything I put out, I want to be simple enough that my kid can understand what I'm talking about. And it is. There's not rocket science behind this. It's just like developing systems for yourself and then getting into a routine and seeing it through.
Just planning and sticking to it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look how many obstacles me and Thomas went up against. Like, we set out that first day I met him. We shook hands and just understood. We're pushing now. And then I ended up letting go of all my clients shortly thereafter. And it's just like we just both have that understanding that we're giving all of ourselves, no matter what happens. When they deleted our Instagram, when they deleted his YouTube the night before we hit 1 million, no matter what devastating thing happens, that's the great thing about him, is that he never gets down. Mistakes happen, bad things happen. He never freaks out and panics. I've had clients that freak out and panic regularly, and it's very stressful to deal with.
Yeah.
They're just who they are, but he goes through we both do. We go through the rough things, and then when we have big wins, it's awesome. I'm addicted to the big wins. I realize that. I'm addicted to dropping good news on him and my wife, big thing, bam.
Milestones.
Yeah, whatever happened. Everything we do, all the bad times are all for those moments. And this past week we've had a bunch of big wins, so we always like to acknowledge
keep
that.
it going, and celebrate it. You guys deserve it. Listen, I feel like we could talk for hours. I know we try to keep it at a limit here, but I know there's a lot more we could talk about. But it's been an honor. I know you're a busy man, and you don't edit as much anymore, which is cool. So maybe we got Marty. But to check him out, you already know the Dope as Usual podcast. Check him out, Marty O'Neill on the YouTubes. Is it Marty O'Neill on? Or Marty made it on the
Marty
IGs.
made it across the board.
You already see it. It's in the comments, all that shit, dude. I learned a lot.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm happy that anybody cares to listen to what I have to say and to be able to come and do stuff like this. And I'm just going to keep pushing and try to keep it coming.
No, I'm just playing. Listen, dude. Look, thank you so much, dude.
Thank you, sir.
Ken, you're the best, bro. I appreciate you.
Shout out to the whole team. Shout out to everybody in the live stream.
Shout out to everyone on live. Shout out to all the Patreon. Listen, you too, you already know you get the exclusive Patreon content too. You also get entered in the monthly raffles. You get thanks on the shows, dude. So shout out to the Patreon. Also, shout out to Dabwoods out here. You already know. Great curated terps, consistent, disposable, rechargeable pens. They got from rosin to live resin and all in between, dude. Check out the Dabwoods. Shout out to everyone out here, everyone watching. And I want to give a special shout out to all the growers as well. You already know, without you guys, none of us would be doing what we are doing. Because without the weed, we probably, what would we be doing right now? What would you be doing without weed, dude?
Honestly, I'd be crippled. It's I don't know. I have no idea. It's like the fuel to my automobile. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, also, shout out to MJ Arsenal. Get the Ilian right now. Get the Ilian smoke. The 1130, dude, 420 and 710s at the same time. It's available. And if you're listening to this in April, dude, they got a big 420 special. So check that shit out. What else, dude? We out here. Anything else, Marty? I feel like we did a lot. We spoke. Anything else, dude? I mean,
I could go down so many of these different roads. We could do a couple of these. I feel like.
We could have you back. We could talk some more shit. We could get into some nitty gritty things. I just wanted to, if they don't know, now they know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's always inspiration. I'm glad we got this moment because, I don't know where you're going to be in a year and we're still going to be talking. You're like, what? Who? Adam who? No, I'm just playing. You guys I know you guys are good, dude. You guys are good. Listen. Marty O'Neill, it's been a pleasure. Shout out to everyone listening, dude. Should we do like a special code word right now if you're still listening, dude? If you're still listening, listen, live chat. I appreciate y'all. But we're going to do... Oh, should we wait till after? I'll wait till after, dude. No, we'll say it now.
What was the word that played that everybody had to like smoke to?
You got to listen to the show.
Oh,
dude.
okay.
You got to listen to the show.
Is it like always the same word or no?
This is the first time we're doing it.
Oh, okay.
We're trying it out.
Okay, cool.
But it's gonna be a different word. It won't be the same word all the time.
Oh, okay.
When I do something, I try to go. You inspired me. I'm just trying to go all in now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just trying to get it. I'm out here. We got little, see what's going on. Are they still listening? People's attention span is just so like crazy now, especially with all these short-term videos.
Yeah.
Like when you do an hour, 2 hours, like are they still listening to the end? Like if I say Baba Ganoush right now, will anyone know I actually said Baba Ganoush? Mm-hmm. Are they gonna write it in the comments?
Yeah. I love that. No, I appreciate the people at the end of the chat.
Like that are here still listening. Podcasting or just like watching the YouTube wherever they're at. Mm-hmm. And they're just gonna be like Baba Ganoush. Mm-hmm. See, look, now they're trying to spell it in the live chat.
Yeah, right.
Spelling it all wrong. Listen, shout out to everyone. We love y'all, dude. Like I said, time is super valuable and you spent it with us, and I hope you learned something, and you were a little entertained as well, dude. Appreciate everyone out here, everyone listening. Until next time, yeah, we're good. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. See you next time. Bye. Bye.